Hi everybody, what's up? Hello. It's your girl Philly Chica back again. See, y'all didn't see what happened. I was just dancing behind, to the dun dun dun. It's that, we thrashing up in here. We be stumping in here with some new exclusive interviews. This is the Chasing Reality recap. And I got a great interview for y'all tonight. Hurry up and get up in here. Make sure y'all have liked this video. I'm going to take a second. Let me just take a second. You know how we do this every week. Y'all know the little thumbs up thing, just take it and hit the little thumbs uppy thing and then share. It's free to do. You get what I'm saying? Don't like what King Ping say. Don't be weird, just share. You know what I'm saying? We have everybody in the chat waiting for everybody to get up in here. Tonight, we have a special guest, y'all. Oh, please make sure your volume is turned on medium, okay? Because I got a privilege to meet behind the stage, and yes, it's just as loud in person. Okay, had my ears fully ears was like, but he cute though. He showed up fashionably late, but cute. You know what I mean? Yes, y'all. What's up, Nick Q? Yes, we got Nick Q in the building. Yes. All right, y'all. Is y'all ready for our guest? Are y'all ready? Let's give a royal crown family lituation welcome. He's ready to pop the shit and keep it lit. Okay? To Fly King I.
Hello. Yes, Mr. Mishika, darling.
Yes, hi. You know what? I didn't do you no justice, okay? Because you actually have two taglines, okay? Your
Mhm.
first tagline is only gay man with a straight reputation.
Yes, that's
Okay, that's your first one. All right, that's your first. Okay, and then your second one is don't tell me you're a rapper unless you have been on Billboard. Okay,
right. It's a lot of rappers that's coming for me, and me and Billboard haven't heard of them, and it's like, girl, shut up.
we don't know their number. Yes,
Right.
welcome, Fly King I, to the home of the lituation. Okay, where we pop our shit and we keep it lit. Are you ready?
I am ready. I'm so excited to be here today. Yes.
I'm happy that I'm blushing underneath all this makeup, okay? And like I'm blushing. Okay. So first we want to start off with your pronouns. I always ask the guests what are your pronouns because we pop our shit and keep it lit, but we don't want to be rude and crude and ignorant like that.
Right.
We don't roll like that. So what are your pronouns?
My pronouns are he and him.
That's what
He
I'm
and him.
talking about. Mine is she and money. Okay, so
Okay.
you put
I'm gonna
those
add that one.
together.
I think I'm a go on with that one. I'm gonna do that one.
There you
Him
go. He, him, and money.
and monies. Yes.
Yes, I'm pro money. All that. Yes. So all right, we're gonna get into this interview. We have a little game that comes up.
Uh oh.
We ride a little wave over here. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
We don't drive the boat too much, but we ride a little wave. You got your libations. Everybody make sure y'all have liked this video. And we're about to get right into it. Yeah, I got my little henny in my system. Yes, it's great. Go down, Big Frida style. All right. So Fly King I do my little snooping and my little research and stuff, and it says you're from Compton, California. So can
Yes.
you tell me about your city, your hood? You know what I mean? Let me know about Fly King I in Compton.
Well, I'm from, of course, like you said, Compton, California, Rosecrans and Central to be exact. If you listen to Nipsey Hussle, that's where I know exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Um, it was crazy growing up in Compton in the 90s. Compton is a lot different now. It's more
Mm.
so, unfortunately, very, they say gentrified. So it's
Ooh,
gotten a little
really?
gentrified. Yeah, it has. It's a little gentrified. It's not how it was when I was growing up. When I was growing up of course, in Compton in the 1990s,
Mm.
gang banging was prevalent, gangster rap was prevalent.
Yeah.
So it was a lot growing up there, but I'm so happy to be from Compton. And, I was a part of so many different programs growing up there. The 100 Black Men, Magic Johnson had a program. I went to a youth education town in Compton, which was sponsored by the NFL. I was in Compton at Daisy Childcare. So I love Compton so much.
So there you go. It gave you your pizzazz. You know what I'm saying? Gave you your
Yes.
seasoning. But I'm shocked to know that it's not like, see, because I'm from Philly. So I know
Right.
y'all think it's just nothing but bang, bang, shoot 'em up gang over here. But it's not really like that. It's I can
Yeah.
walk out my house and survive. But
Right.
it's shocking to know that it's so gentrified now. So,
Yeah.
at one point you couldn't walk wearing a blue or a red color.
Yes. Oh God, I couldn't wear
That has
this.
changed. Right, right, like no. So has that has changed?
I would say that has changed a lot. It has changed a lot. It used to be like because I went to Carson High School and those school colors were blue. So I would go to school and have on blue, and I would literally have to change before I got on the metro bus to go home to Compton because if
Right.
I didn't, somebody on the bus or somebody when I got off the bus was gonna approach me about yo, what's these colors because we got a problem. So it definitely was heavy like that in the 90s. Like now it's kind of like I feel a lot more safe walking around, and then like you said, it's not so much gang suit 'em up. Obviously, we made it out the hood. But
It,
I think what it is that when growing up, you had to be aware of the politics of the gang banging system and
it,
so that you can properly, go around. You were aware of where you were. Did you know who do you know over there? Do they know you? Do you have on the proper colors? Or where if you're going somewhere, are you're going to your destination and then that's where you're at and you're going back home. You're not roaming around looking crazy. You have to know, all of the rules and stuff
yep,
like that.
the
Who
hood
was the OGs? It's so much to it. Funny, then just for a second, I'll touch on it. It's like it's not just the Bloods and the Crips. It'd be like, for example, where I was from, well, not from, I'll never gang bang, but where I lived at, it would be like Pyru, which is pimps in red uniforms, but there's
Mhm.
different divisions. So like where I was considered Deuce Line Gang. So you had to know all of those different things to be able to still not be shot at.
Right, to make it home. It's like
Yeah,
it's the
yeah.
hood rules, and I understand that.
Good rules.
And it's different hoods, different rules. You cannot take the same rules in your hood and bring them over here. So that's
Absolutely.
it. Touching on that really quick, I had a really crazy question. Not crazy, but like, crazy question.
Boomtown Pie,
McDonald's.
all that. Uh-huh.
Oh,
I'm
look at
looking at
y'all. Look at y'all. Don't be
yeah, they
gangster
know.
over here. Because I'm dressed like a Latin king, even though I'm not. But it is what it is. Okay. But McDonald's, the McDonald's workers, their outfits were a certain crimson color. How did that? They would have to change all of their outfits too back in.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yes. You had to change it because somebody was going to approach you like you was gonna get hit with a where you from? And it was like
The
you was gonna have
golden arches.
right. I was in, but I feel like nowadays people are more like lax on that. No, I haven't heard of
Gotcha.
anybody asking that. I've worn red now to Compton, but back in the day, it was like a big thing. Like somebody was gonna approach you about what colors you had on, and sometimes you didn't even have to have on the colors. Somebody just might want to have approach you, or you just happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, and somebody because it'll be a situation where somebody wants to get put on, so they like, oh, you gotta fight somebody random, and it'd be like you're just you. So I've even, obviously, unfortunately, I've gotten into a lot of fights just because of the gangbang and not even having anything to do with something I did or said to anybody. Literally, have had to fight people I didn't even know just because it was, the gangbang. Or even you have to watch some of your friends or some people you're cool with because if you're friends with somebody who's from a rival gang hood and you're just hanging with your friend, you don't got nothing to do with this. But they
Mhm.
look at it as, oh, you brought a rival gang member to the hood. Oh, it's up on you. And it's like
Got you. You the op,
so
right?
much you have to be aware of, just to survive, in the
Got
hood.
you. That's bananas. And how old were you when you became aware of your surroundings? Do you remember? Like, how old were you when
As
you
far as
knew
what,
that
like
this
the
was
gang banging,
different?
I would say when I became like a teenager, when I was about 13 years old, and I was kind of old enough to kind of where I lived with my grandmother and my mother at my grandmother's house at the time, and
Mhm.
around 13 when I was old enough to kind of go outside and go to the store by myself, without
Got
any
you. Right.
that's when it was kind of like, I had to be aware of all of these things and had to even make a decision if I wanted to be, a part of a gang or
A
not.
part of or not, right? Because it's like, yeah, because you can have that why beat them, join them type spirit. So I
Right.
understand that. That makes a lot of sense. Well, thank God that it's getting gentrified now, and it's not. Is the Slauson swap meet still there? Do you know anything
The
about that?
Slauson swap meet is in Los Angeles.
I
So
said Los Angeles.
that's
Oh,
considered LA. That's not really it's the Slauson isn't in Compton, but the
got
Slauson is still thriving strong.
you.
They
I need to
still
say
in
it
there.
out there.
Your
Yeah,
nails done, your hair done, you get the Jordans, all that.
I
Your
need to say it out
jewelry. I done got some necklaces, some gold up out of there. Don't hate on the
I
small
used to
stuff.
go. Listen, I'm gonna get me a nice little hustle and go out there and then sell it in Philly. I mean, why not? Like, I mean,
Period.
okay, but okay. So, tell me your nickname as a child. What was your childhood nickname?
Well, actually, Fly King I was my childhood nickname ever since I could remember. Like for whenever it was my birthday, like I've gotten crowns for my birthday. Everyone always called me the king. When I would get birthday cards, they would be like King, Master King Ian. Like all my family would do that. So I had so many crowns and stuff growing up. Back in the days, I'm of course I'm showing my age, but when they had Yahoo Messenger
Oh,
and
baby, I'm even.
AOL Messenger.
I'm
I
even.
That was my name, Fly King I. So that's just always been, Fly King Ian. So that's just
Oh,
always been my name.
you threw it back with the AOL and the running man. That was
AOL.
running man that was stuck on that screen. You be like, get to the end. Get to
And the
the
away
end.
messages.
Yes. Oh, UFL. That was a snitch. Like that little thing would go off and you like act like you ain't hear it when you with somebody like I didn't hear
Uh-huh.
that. But yeah, you definitely threw that back. That was a throwback right there. But also you always been called the king, so that's your nickname. So what pulled you into the world of battle rapping? Like I Man, when I saw you bring that, we're gonna talk about that about the chasing episode. But what
Okay.
drew you into the battle rapping world so early? Because in doing your research, you go back way back to battling
Mhm.
daylight. I'm like, you battled daylight, and well, he didn't show up, but
Yeah,
you know,
but the fact that that even happened is crazy. And even if you watch, I don't know if you see, I have a battle with Perfecto. If you have guys have not seen it, watch Fly King I versus Perfecto. That's actually the first battle that kind of made me popular in battle rap.
mhm, mhm.
Daylight was in the background, and it was that, and he watched that battle and watched his reaction in that battle. That's why he wanted to battle me, because of that particular battle. But what got
Ooh.
me into battle rap, it goes all
Mhm,
the way back to high school. Even before that, growing up, again in the 1990s, it wasn't how it was today. CDs were what everybody was wearing and doing, and the
yes,
Walkman, the Sony Walkman. So
yes.
growing up, I loved music, and I had, especially within the black culture, I had every CD. Like I had the big, I forgot the name of the brand, but
The deluxe
the big CD folder booklet with all the CDs in it.
Columbia House. You had the Columbia House.
Right, all of that. I had all of the CDs, whether it was Outkast, whether it was Hootie and the
Okay.
Blowfish, whoever it was. So from
Yes.
there, I always loved, especially hip hop music. Like anybody you name it, male, female, or wherever. I had the album. I love just listening to music. So when I
Mhm.
got to, and then, battle rapping was a way, back in the day days, how people would get signed. Like Busta Rhymes got signed from doing a back rap battle. Biggie got signed because he used to go in Brooklyn and do rap battles. So that's how people used to get
Mhm.
signed. So I
Yeah.
always was aware of battle rap. I loved the culture of battle rap. And I always looked at it like, because also in the 90s, wrestling was popular. And I looked at it like battle rap was wrestling, but with your words type of thing. So I love battle rap for that reason. And also growing up in the 90s, another thing that was popular was doing the Yo Mama snap. So it was like, it'd be like you would gather around and be like, whoever had the best Yo Mama. So I used to always have like kill it. Like I would have the best Yo Mama jokes. I would come up with the most like, you ain't think of that, or your mama ain't got one leg, talking about she ain't gonna stand for this, and all type
Oh,
of
I like that. I like that. I like that. Oh, I got one for you. Your mama's so stupid she got hit with a coffee cup and told the police she got mugged.
oh my god.
Mhm. So yes,
That bitch.
yes, too dumb, too dumb. But I'm telling you, you are speaking my language. Now that's my era. Over here in Philly,
Yes, that era was everything.
we called it burning the dozens. It was nothing personal. It just who got the best
It was
laugh.
nothing personal. It's just
You
what it was.
mentioned you mentioned wrestling, and I have a station here that we just covered the topic of wrestling, how it carried over into my real life, how I got suspended for telling the girl to just bring it, bitch. You get what I'm saying? Because The Rock
Uh-huh.
was my all-time favorite. You know, he taught me some little snazzy comebacks. So,
The
what was
Rock
your favorite
was my favorite.
wrestler?
My favorite wrestler was Stone Cold Steve Austin. I love Stone Cold. Like I
What
love
did
that was my favorite.
316 mean?
You said what?
What did 316 mean?
Oh, I don't remember now.
Tommy with that ass. It meant kicking ass. Austin 316 meant kicking ass. Period. Like,
When
yeah.
I was
So
in middle school, I loved him. I love Stone Cold. I had all the
definitely,
games, the PlayStation games. I had all of
yes,
that.
yes. Wrestling was definitely yes. You ever tried out any of the moves?
I tried out the moves. Yeah,
Yeah.
when I was younger, not no time soon, not no time
No,
recent.
no,
No,
no, no. You can't do that. I mean, we
when I
wrestled
was
as
a
grown
kid,
up.
all the time, all type of shit, and probably hurt somebody neck. Got in trouble. You know how I
Right.
do.
But see, we wrestle differently as adults. We just wrestle with other adults. It's
Right.
just a different way. But
Yeah.
yeah, definitely wrestling was a thing back in the day. So,
Yeah.
according to your versustracker.com, the Battle Rap Music Index says you have 11 battles under your belt, even battling Fully Zone Lady Caution. That
Yes.
was, and then she ended up having to sub in because the one you were supposed to battle did not show up because she had schoolwork to do.
She was in cosmetology school, and at the last minute, basically the bitch knew she was gonna get smoked, so she wasn't ready, so she backed out of the battle. So caution stepped in.
Oh, yes, and your first line had me laughing. Like the braider called you and said, "What color?" And you just said yes.
Yes.
I and floor. I was laughing so hard about that. But out of all of your battles, what do you think is your most significant battle? What stood out to you?
Oh wow, that question is incredible. I feel like every battle tells such a unique story about me because I put so much into it. Like, and that's why people love to watch me or whatever. I would have to say my most significant battle is the battle versus Perfecto, simply because that's the battle that took my battle rap career to the next level. That's the battle that got me on Bad Girls Club. That's the battle that got me other television shows and work that I've done with MTV. That's the battle that got me the opportunity to battle with Daylight and be the first openly gay male to headline and battle rap event, which is crazy because battle rap is a homophobic. Let's be clear. Battle
Yes,
rap is not going to Pride. That is a homophobic. We were just talking about game bangers. That's where the game bangers be at. So when you talk about the real trade, that's who I be with. So I would have to say that battle. Like I'm to this day, I'm very proud of that battle also.
and I'm happy you threw your hat in the ring and even decided to do it because, as you mentioned, being a gay male in such a straight male dominant realm at that time was so taboo. But you went in and you owned it. It's like you took that away from them before they can even say it with your
Hmm.
ending tagline: "The only gay male with a straight
Great
reputation."
reputation.
And it's like, yeah, so now you can't say nothing about me being gay. That any bar you say after that is gonna be stupid.
Mhm.
But I like the fact. Can you explain the world of battle rap? Like you said, talking about gangs and other things, like they really are. How do you not take what they say personally?
Well, it was just kind of like what, we were just talking about. Growing up in my era, we played the dozens and we talked shit. And it was kind of like growing up, you had to have very tough skin, especially someone like me growing up in the 1990s, where now it's a little bit more PC. People are, we got Santana and we got Lil Nas X. Before being flamboyant or having, especially, I have I speak from a natural high pitched tone. That's just what it is. I've literally been to the doctor about it because I've been harassed about my voice and always gotten ridiculed about my voice. But this is just the octave
That's just
that I
you.
speak from. That's just my voice. I can't do anything about it. Even if I try to make my voice deep or pretend, people be like, some woman is playing on my phone. Like I can't even try to change my voice. It
But
is what.
listen, I don't mean to cut you off, but Miss Chalet got you beat. So I'm just sorry.
Ah,
Like
she do.
she got you beat. So we're not
That's
even
good.
gonna go in with
I
that
was
one. But
gonna
go
say
ahead.
she from Compton too. So Compton,
It's,
what's good?
it's something in your water. It might be the water.
It is.
Might want to
So
sue. I'm just saying.
being in battle rap, I think I've always understood why I came in it, what it was about, what my intentions were, and what I wanted to get out of it. So I don't take the things that they say personally. And honestly, like I was just saying, growing up in the 90s, you had to have tough skin, especially if you were looked at as someone who was gay or flamboyant or whatever. So if you were like that, people were going to harass you. Like going to the
Mhm.
grocery store, if you like had a switch to you, if you wasn't able to portray this hyper masculine, everyone isn't able to show up in the world like that. If I could show up in the world as the most masculine man, it would make my life a lot easier, but I just had to be myself. So by the time I got to being an adult and and battle rapping, it takes a lot at this point for you to say, for me to actually be like pissed off or upset about it. Like you have to say a lot. You have to, I can't even think of anything someone could really say. I might get annoyed or
Mm-hmm.
angry,
Mm-hmm.
but really pissed off and really like thinking about it, not really, because growing up, I was always in a dean's office because somebody was harassing me about my sexuality or the fact that I was flamboyant. So I was used to it, unfortunately, which is
Okay.
not a good thing. But I was used to being, talked about or being called the FAG and all of those
Right.
things
That's
that come with it.
crazy.
So by the time we got the battle rap, this is easy.
This is easy. Like, okay, this is easy. And you get to win money because it's not like you're doing it for
Right.
fun. Like it's actually
Right.
prizes and trophies and leagues that go throughout. So out of battle rapping and your battle rap style, who would you like to go against? Like who is your ultimate? If you go against this person, you can say, I'm done, I can retire right now.
Retire, I would probably say retire. I would say Hitman Holla. I would want to battle Hitman.
Ooh, I like that one. You know he went against Cassidy. You seen
Yes,
that one?
yeah,
That was crazy. Like the
yeah,
whole bag and all that. Like it got real Philly in there for some reason. I didn't understand that, but definitely
yes,
okay. I can see that. I like that, and I can see you with some good punchlines. Some
yes.
good
And
punchlines.
I actually got the opportunity of a lifetime to work with Hitman Holla. I did a show. I shot a TV show for MTV. It was produced by Nick Cannon, and it was a battle rap related show. And the judges were Sharon, Hitman Holla, Charlie Clips, and Official. The show
Mhm.
unfortunately didn't get greenlit, but we shot the pilot episode. But that was just amazing, that they even
Right.
picked a battle rapper to even do that. So I've worked
Correct.
with him, so hopefully, we get to
It,
touch base.
your paths will cross, especially with Charlie Clips. You've also done battle rapping academy and got to show your skills in front of him as well. So I
Yes.
mean, you got both sides of the coin. So
Mhm.
let's get into your music catalog because you also have a music side to yourself. So you're a little double flip of a coin. I kind of
Yeah.
like that because I was like listening to your music. I said, "Oh, look at you! Oh, wait, he's singing. Oh, he's rapping. I ain't know." You never know what you're gonna get. You get what I'm saying? So let me run your list down, okay? So you have tracks like Shimmery, Fly King I, King Be Rapper, Started from the Bottom, Murder Bitches, Slow Down in Hollywood. Yeah, I got a legal pad. It's a legal pad. Okay, it's a lot going on here, okay? Yeah, not to mention your album Sorcery, mixtapes Labor Day, your video for Gotta Go, receiving over 50,000 views, and that was at that time when it dropped.
Woo!
First
Mhm.
month, your video Candy Rapper being on Vivo between. Listen, you got a lot going on. Okay,
I
EPs, three songs, and everything. Can you pick three of your songs that would describe Fly King's Eye style of music?
I would say, I would say my song, "Gotta Go," which you just talked about. Actually,
Okay.
and that song is so special to me, and that Labor Day mixtape is special because at the time, they don't really do it now, but they used to have where if you did a mixtape, you had a DJ host your mixtape, like, you had DJ
Ooh,
Khaled, DJ, whoever, popular DJ. So
yes.
I had New York, Tiffany
Tiffany Pollard. It sure
Queen
did.
of reality TV host my mixtape back then, which was
Yes.
absolutely crazy. And she's on the song "Gotta Go with Me," so check
Yes.
out "Gotta Go."
Yes.
I have another song "Superfly," which is on Apple Music. Check out Superfly. And what's another song? I would say "Limelight," which is also I have a music video too, and it's on SoundCloud. Check out "Limelight." Those three songs will describe you like the fly eye and how he is with his artistry as far as
There you go. Then you better check it out, streaming everywhere. Like Fly King Eye has a big catalog. So when I thought I was done, I was like, wait, there's more? Wait, there's
yeah.
more? And then not to mention the features. This is
Yes.
just your music. I didn't even get to the features. So I mean I would be up all night. But that brings us to our lyric game. I've played this game with other exclusive interviews that we've done.
Mhm.
Poetic, Rich Bomb. So
Yep.
far I'm trying to think who holds the crown. Rich Bomb holds the crown. Was it Poetic? We're gonna get back to who actually holds the crown. This time is I'm gonna speak the lyrics from your catalog. Lyrics you don't know, just random songs that I picked that I like. I was
From
bumping
my
to
songs?
from your songs. They young
Okay.
music. All young music.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. Poetic holds the crown. Okay. Poetic holds the
Poetic.
crown. So you got a
Love
chance.
Poetic.
You got a chance to beat Poetic. Now, Andre couldn't beat Poetic. Now, you could beat him tonight with this lyric. Am Are you ready, Fly King?
I'm ready. I hope I be Poetic. I'm gonna smoke.
All
I'm gonna smoke.
right.
Smoke
You're
it.
going to smoke. Ooh, you're going to smoke. You're going to smoke. Okay, right. All right, here we go. I've been hot since 1999. And nowadays, niggas rhyming at 90. What Gramps rapping about? An Ivy?
What
What
Graham
the
Pepper about? Ivy is, my flows graduated like Ivy, and my shows capacitated like 90, and about roll the J and tuck in the blue Ivy. That's Limelight. We
Ah,
love
yes,
it.
it is. Yes, it's not like you got that. You better know your music.
I know
You
that.
better. Okay, you better know your music. All right, all right. Let me see. Let me see. I'm going. Okay, let me see. All right, here we go. Whew,
Okay.
okay,
Ooh.
it's a party and the dance hall authority. Ladies, twerk that ass, pop them implants, lift that boss dress, and do the surgical dance. Where did that come from?
Pundi River Island, Fiji, Pundi Von Louboutin, Pond them feet. That's
Oh,
oh my God. That's Lose Your Mind.
yes, it is. Lose your mind.
Oh my
Yes.
God. Lose Your Mind was on did an article on Billboard with Solomon and Robbie. So that was on Billboard. So I have to know that
Yes, you
one. And
better have.
it's on iTunes. So yes, I know that
Yeah,
one. Very
that
Lose
song
Your
had
Mind.
me winding. We're gonna make you dance, hey. We're gonna make you lose your mind. I was, woo,
It's gonna
baby,
be
I was getting it.
good.
My hips hurt from that. Okay, so yeah,
I
yes,
love that
that's
right
my
there.
song right there. Okay, all right. So you two, here we go. This is like the last one that I'm gonna have to give you the tiebreaker, and the
Okay.
tiebreaker is another castmate song. So
Oh
let's
God.
just. Oh God.
So
Oh, that's okay. Here we go. Oh, you're gonna get this. Okay. Hard Rock Cafe, VIP Bungalow, Orange Hookah Bomb. You know, I call her Cantaloupe. I wash it all down, the spearmint can of scope. Spend the weekend in New England. Bam,
very
bam,
mellow.
boom.
Then I go. Drop down to the flow. Bring it back up slow. Picking up all you do. Can't stop, won't stop. Like Diddy, gotta go. Stand up, take a bow. Figaro, Figaro. That's gotta
Yes,
go.
yes,
Yes.
it is. Gotta go. Oh my gosh. Yes, baby. When I tell you, you got some bops up in here. Like, you really got some.
You.
My goodness, you're better than Rich Baum because Rich Baum ain't know his own. But we ain't gonna talk about that. Okay, now I
Proceed.
gotta give you the tiebreaker because you are 3 for 3, and everybody got 3. But you gotta take the crown from Poetic. So here we go. This is a castmate song. Are you
Are you gonna
ready?
tell me which one? No?
No, you gotta tell me
Okay.
which one. Just tell me the
Okay.
castmate. Just tell me the
I just gotta
castmate.
tell you the cast member, not the
You just gotta
song.
tell me the cast member, not the
Okay,
name of the
okay,
song.
okay,
I'm gonna make it easy because I don't want to get that bad. Okay, so
okay.
ready? All right. You know I love you, but I'm not gonna beg. I deserve way more than you've been giving me. Who castmate? Which castmate said those lyrics?
I would say poetic.
Is that your final answer?
Ooh. Say the lyric one more time. One more again.
You know I love you, but I'm not gonna beg. I deserve way more than you've been giving me.
Wait a minute. So is it are you the cast any cast member or are they a rapper?
I'm not saying nothing. This is season
Okay, you're
2
not gonna say nothing.
casting.
Okay, so my final answer is gonna be Jayla. That'll be my final.
Yes, yes, it is.
Take
Ding,
that,
ding,
poetic.
ding.
Take that. You ain't
That is
shit.
song cry. Yes, it is Jayla Jalon. Song cry. You
Jayla
better
said
know
on
your friends'
repeat.
lyrics. You better. You better. And guess what? Fly King Eye, you took in the crown from Poetic.
Ah,
Oh,
sorry, poetic.
dang. That's
Maybe next time you could be the princess, poetic.
yeah, I give you a tiara. You're second place. My goodness, congratulations. Look at the crown family. Look at they
Thank
dropping the
you.
crown for you.
Yay!
They know, they know.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I gotta
Oh,
take the crown. What are you talking
you took
about?
the crown. I'm glad you changed your answer because I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh, but you
I
got
was
it.
thinking he was only saying rappers, and I was like, oh well, because I was like, it's either poetic or rich bomb, King Pain or Jayla. The two.
But you got it. I mean, she was doing a little poetic style in that song, Love Song Cry. That
Yes.
song, she
Love
got a
Song
nice
Cry.
little catalog too. Like, we don't have to talk. But definitely, you got that. So, speaking of chasing, you are an OG from season one. Okay.
Triple
You got right.
OG.
Triple
Yes,
OG. Okay. And one of
OG.
your parties started a whole lot of Ishiana too
Oh,
in season one. So, how did you hear about Chasing Reality?
well, you know what's crazy, and I'm looking because I'm like, damn, if I have it. But what happened? What happened was I had actually made a vision board. And on the vision board, I had actually put URL, which is the biggest battle rap league, which no gay
Yes.
rapper has ever been on, right? I've had Queen of the Ring, which is the biggest female battle league that no gay rapper has ever been on. And I also put the Chasing Reality logo on there. And at this time, it was only Dallas and it was LA. Now, I didn't know if it was going to happen or whatever, but I put it on my vision board. And literally with less than 6 months, I had got on URL, I had got on Queen of the Ring, and then they announced that they were doing Chasing LA. So I had sent in a tape for that. And then one of the producers at the time was someone who I had met at an event, and she
Mhm,
talked about wanting to manage me, and she ended up being one of the executive producers at the time. She's no longer with the brand,
mhm,
but she had contacted me, was like, oh, you want to be on the show? Like, okay, well, cool. I'll make sure it pulls through and you come through. If they like you, then we good. So I auditioned. I remember we went to, it was somewhere in Long Beach. We had to go to actually audition in person after you made it to the final round. And I got
mhm.
there and I ended up getting it. So I was, so excited about that.
That personality, I knew you. I mean, like, who wouldn't? But I know you had a little bit of doubts, a little bit of butterflies. But
You
that,
know,
I mean, if you could survive battle rapping, the auditions was nothing. Like,
it was
just nothing. Like,
that's
just
true.
nothing.
Very
But
true.
that's good. I'm glad you got to get on to the show. Did you know anyone, like, once you heard about the cast, did you know any of the castmates prior to you getting on the show?
I didn't know anybody prior to the getting, like, no, like never met them, never knew anybody. Nobody. Oh,
Wow.
you know what? I'm lying. I didn't know Jeremy, but
Mhm,
in growing out as a gay teen and going out to clubs and stuff, I've seen Jeremy before and been introduced to him on a high and by. I didn't know
mhm.
him, but I was
Okay.
aware of who he was, the things that
Right.
he's accomplished and done in the industry. I knew who he was on that level, but that was, other than that, no, I didn't know
That's
anybody.
fair. That's fair. Like, you were cordial, you knew of him, you just didn't know
Right,
him. How many
right.
people take a picture with somebody and be like, I know him? No,
No,
you took
I
a
didn't
picture.
know him. It was
Right,
definitely like, oh, hey, I've seen you before, but other than that,
right,
I didn't know the man.
right. Hey, Key Look at Key all in the comments.
Yes, T-Pain. Okay, on period.
Look, I gotta sit up. Like, that's the boss. I gotta sit like I'm sitting up.
Yes,
Like, But okay, but definitely. So you didn't know really anybody. You heard of Jeremy, but you
right.
didn't really know no Jeremy.
No.
So how did you feel watching the episode when Fran introduced you and cause said you were vintage as an old? How did you feel about
Um,
that?
you know what? How I felt about it was, he's entitled to his opinion. Me and Fran were cool. We were cool after that. We actually went out, and he told me that he had said that on the show. I wasn't upset about it because I'm a person that I believe that you are entitled to your opinion and I'm entitled
Mhm.
to mine. So he could say that I was vintage, and I could say that you got on this caked up makeup covering up, your blemishes and the craters in your skin. And you have your opinion on me, and I have your opinion on you, and that's fine. You call it vintage. I have performed, if you get on YouTube, at LA Fashion Week, Miami Fashion Week, New York Fashion Week. I get sent things by designers. So I wish the best for Fran, and hopefully somebody within the fashion industry would acknowledge him. But until that point, his opinion on my fashions to me is irrelevant. So I didn't think anything of it.
That's a great answer. And Someone has acknowledged Fran in the fashion industry. Woody from Toy Story. That's what I heard. That Fran looks like Woody from Toy Story. It's not coming from me. It's a
Oh,
legend. Somebody else said that Fran looks like
I
Woody
said
from.
Woody from Toy Story. So he needs
Yeah,
to worry about Andy. He doesn't need to worry about me.
yeah, yeah. That's so sad. That's unfortunate. How do you how do you describe your style, like your sense of style? Because you have a unique style, definitely. You definitely serve looks, whether you're in the hoodie, which we're gonna get to, or a
Uh-huh.
long coat. So, what do you pick? How do you dress for your mood?
You know what? Anna Winter just recently did an interview with Gail King. Of course, Queen Anna Winter. I've always, first of all, background, I've always had a love for the fashion industry. Even as a young kid, I always got Vogue magazine. I was always aware of what was coming down the runway, even as a kid, what was in the stores and what was going on. So I'm very well versed in the fashion industry, in the fashion world. Always love fashion. Anna Winter stated, Gail King asked her, well, who do you like in fashion, or who's somebody that you look like and you look at and you feel like, you know what, that's what's hot in fashion. And she said what fashion is to her is not about what's on the mannequins or what's on the runway, but more so she likes people who dress for their personality. They use their how they dress themselves as an extension of who they are and how they are as a person. So I would best describe my sense of fashion of who I am and how I am as a person. So even when people say they don't like what I'm wearing, they don't agree with it, it's kind of like, you know what, when I wore that, it felt good. So that's all that really
Exactly.
matters. It feels good to wear this, even if it's crazy. It might be a clown suit. If it feels good, I'm gonna wear a clown suit because it feels good, and that's just what it's about for me.
Exactly. I think the only fashions you need to worry about is like the orange and handcuffs. That's not my style. Like, I
Right,
don't like to be hot locked up. But other than that, other
right,
colors are my favorite because I'm gonna wear what I want to, as long as I'm not butt naked showing up to your house.
right.
Just worry about that. Because that would be something. But definitely I agree with that. I like that. I dress for my mood for that morning. It's nothing pre-planned. It's nothing, it's just, hey, I feel like this today, and here you go. So
And this
you're
one,
gonna see it first. Exactly. I gave
this
you a
one
warning.
you're getting me.
You're getting me, all
You're
of
welcome.
me. You're welcome. I like that. I'm gonna take that one. I like that. So okay, so at the reunion of season one, because we're not gonna spend too much time on season one.
Mhm,
Everybody should watch Chasing Reality LA. It's season one. That's on y'all. You know what I mean? We're gonna skip right to the end to the reunion. When you saw that paper unfold and you realized that everybody had bought the LLC for Andre, Andre's your friend at this time. How did
mhm.
you feel about that? How did you feel?
Um, I'm looking because I'm just trying to put myself in that moment. I was sitting next to Fran and I was there, and Jayla was like, I did something, la, 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 and I was like, what the fuck did she got? She got this fucking paper. So she hands the paper to fucking Mr. Ray. Shout out to Mr. Ray. He
I
opens
can
it up and it was like, I did something messy. I bought your LLC, la 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 la. So I was like, because remember during the reunion when they filmed the reunion, all I thought I was under the impression that Jayla had did it, and then all of the other stuff unfolded after, if you remember,
yes, definitely. Yes, yes.
So when I seen that she had bought the LLC, I kind of chucked it up to you. Must have did that for like a stunt for the show because whatever you got going on with Andre wasn't that serious for me and what I was just thinking at the time. But I knew Andre was upset because as y'all seen on the reunion, he had to get up and go upstairs. They wouldn't let us go upstairs and console him, but
Yeah.
obviously, and rightfully upset. And I just thought it was a stunt for the show, and I thought it was a little bit too much. That's how I kind of felt about
Okay. So you didn't think, like, you thought it was like a blank piece of paper and it wasn't really the LLC?
it. Until Mr. Ray was like, "This is a real document," and I was like, "She really fucking bought this man's LLC? That's fucking crazy." And I was all what another thing I was thinking because of course I have my own business. I was like, if somebody bought my LLC, they would have to call the SWAT team to get me off of you. Like, I
God,
was
like,
like,
go
oh my
ahead.
god,
Use the money to bail me out. Like, that's what you're gonna
right,
have to do.
right,
Because
right.
yeah, yeah. But definitely, so you didn't know at the time. You just thought it was Jayla, and then you found out it was a real LLC that was bought. When
Right.
did you find out that it was also our very own Kwame the Poet, our very own King Payne, Alicia? and Jayla that had brought the whole LLC together. What
I
was your thoughts about that?
I found out shortly after. I kind of felt at the time that it was like, so y'all all ganged up on him to purchase his LLC because y'all didn't like the shit that he said. If you don't, to me, it's kind of like if somebody's saying something, just say something back to that. You don't have to go, buy their LLC, and then you all ganged up on him to do that. I thought that that was just a bit much, like way too much, and I felt like it's not. I felt like it wasn't the behavior of someone that something somebody would do in real life. I feel like they did it because we were on this platform and they wanted to have a moment. So that's why they kind of ganged up to buy this one Beyonce ticket so they can see the show. That's how I felt.
Ooh, one Beyonce ticket, I cannot. But you know what? I mean, I agree to a certain extent because, like you said, we played the dozens back in the '90s. You're in the battle rap. You know how petty things can go, and if all businesses ain't above board when you're battling somebody, you can't tell somebody how to fight because I've seen girls sleep with other girls' baby daddies just because they don't like them. So if you want to put your body out there for that, buying an LLC is kind of like minuscule to that. But I get it. Like I would not want nobody buying my LLC. I would cry, like I would die, like literally. So yeah, that was a lot, and I
I
was
think
hoping it was
you
fake
coming for
too.
my baby daddy is different than you coming for how I'm paying my bills and how I'm able to buy toilet paper to wipe my ass
Yeah,
when I gotta take a
true,
shit. I feel like that's a little
true.
different
Well,
to me.
some baby daddies are how they wipe their asses too. Now, some baby daddies, they.
These niggas nowadays.
Oh yeah, it's very few. It's a sprinkle. It's a sprinkle in there. It's a sprinkle. But okay, let's move on to season two. Okay, so we got to meet, Chasing Fly King I and the episodes. I'm happy you're holding a peach. You got your tagline this time. Is everybody? Yes, you got your peach. I feel like you're like the Marlo of the crew. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes, people keep
no.
saying that. I love that. I love that. Thank y'all.
Yes, it's the shade because you're always in every scene and you giving face and information, but yet and still you seem to look innocent. But you'll be behind there. You'll be poking at stuff, and I'll be seeing. I'll be like, look at Fly King on. Look at and every scene you be sitting there like, and then when somebody lying, you like, that ain't what you said. Like, and I like that. And I'll be like, you be checking them, okay? So, what was your expectations for season two? Now, because season one was very hectic,
Woo.
knives and accusations and LLCs. Season two, what made you sign up for it? And what was your expectations?
You know, I did season one. I didn't know if I was gonna even be asked back for season two or any of that. And I think season one ended last June, and I
Mhm.
think me and Andre had started filming last August. So we knew in last August that we were already going to be on the season. And this is before we started filming before we even had contracts because I think we kind of had stuff going on. So we told production like we don't know if you're inviting us back for season two, but we have this going on that we think you guys should film. So let us know. And they was like, oh yeah, we'll come film that. So that kind of confirmed that. We didn't know who else was on the show. We didn't know any of that. They didn't tell us in that production is very, we're not telling y'all what's going on. So you don't never know what's going on. But I knew last August that I was going to be on the season. I definitely appreciate the Chasing platform, what Andario has been able to do and for the gay community in the YouTube space, I think is beyond incredible. So to be
Definitely.
part of that and especially to be an OG in season one and
Yeah.
kind of start the LA thing is just incredible. And I was just happy to be, a part of season two. So I was happy to come back for the season.
Yes, and your boy Andre there. So you came in with a friend. You just like I
Yes,
know somebody. I'm new to not new to this. I'm true to this. So you you
right,
you was ready. So that's
right.
what's up. So now we're gonna talk about the birthday party. Was that the first time Andre's birthday party? Was that the first time you seen Jayla after season one and after the LLC? Was that the first time you seen Jayla at the birthday party?
Was that the first time I seen Jayla? Give me okay. So after the reunion, yeah, I believe that was the first. I believe it was the first time I seen Jayla after the reunion. I've
Okay.
seen other cast members since the reunion, but I believe it's especially because Jayla doesn't live in California.
Okay.
So You
Okay.
know, sometimes when I go out and other cast members are there, she's not, you know, going to be there unless I, you know, spoke to her. So I think that was the first time I saw her since last season. I,
Okay. So how did you feel about Andre forgiving Jayla, who was part of the LLC gate? How did you feel about that?
how did I feel about it? I'm always about, you know, forgiveness and understanding. And let me be clear, because people will say, like, you know, it might be somebody I say I'm not forgiving her, but I feel like if you think about it and you weigh your options and you think about what happened and you decide for you that you want to
Mhm.
forgive this person, I think that that's a beautiful thing. Whatever works for you and whatever speaks to you, I think you should go for it. So if he felt like, you know what, this situation with Jayla got really crazy, but I think, you know, I like Jayla. I appreciate her as a sister. And also another thing that people just have to understand, when you are a part of season one of a show like this, it's almost like going to summer camp or almost like, you know, being in a fraternity. This is an experience that you did with these people, whether you liked them, agreed with everything they did. This is an
Yeah.
experience that we shared together. So I
Mhm.
think with that, Andre kind of was past it. And if Andre was past it, I was past it. Now, some other people, Miss Fran being one of them, didn't like that Jayla that he made up with Jayla, whatever. But for me, I was fine with it, especially because I like Jayla. So I was like, cool. Now we could all go out and have a cocktail. Cool. And
Okay.
roll up.
Rolly, rolly, rolly. Ah, okay. That's some tea right there. So Fran had something to say about Andre. Ooh, okay, Fran.
Woo! Fran didn't like that.
Ooh, so what Fran had said? What Fran had said? Which way heard? Which way heard?
Fran,
We
Fran
know.
just didn't like even okay. So after the reunion, last season, we went to a popular club out here called the Abbey, a popular gay club out here in Hollywood. We went, and then Jayla and, you know, Andre were kind of having a moment, and you know something that people don't know is immediately after the reunion was that after it was over, we were about to get in Ubers to leave, and Jayla was literally in tears expressing to us how she didn't like how things turned out, and how even with me and her, and we kind of had a back and forth last season.
Yes,
She wished it
yes.
could go like that. So she
Right.
seemed so genuine and so hurt. And knowing Jayla now and the things that I've heard, I've gotten to know Jayla a lot better, especially this season after the Palm Springs
Right,
trip. I really
right.
got to know
We're
some
gonna
of
get to that.
the is and the things that she's been through and understanding that part of it. So I just think that, you know, it became a thing where I felt I understood, but Fran was kind of like, oh, I feel like it's fake and I don't like it and blah, blah, blah. So she didn't like it, but, you know, I didn't have a problem with it.
Oh, friend. Mm-mm-mm. Well, let's get to this. Next is the YouTube tutorial scene with Andre and Poetic. The word on the curb was that, it was a fake scene, that you ain't had no products and you was just mixing some stuff up. I don't know why the comments be saying that.
I
That
don't know why. And I heard
my
this. I
document.
heard this before, but I don't know what
Yes.
products. What do people mean? What products? My
That
Royal
you just
Highness?
Google the recipe and just put some avocados and was throwing anything on people's face just to have a scene with Poetic and Andre. I don't
No,
know about.
I think, okay, let me speak on that. I think that anybody who says that is absolutely ridiculous and hasn't done any research. I have a skincare brand that has been featured on Essence magazine, which is the number one leader in black skincare. So what that means is, no, I didn't just Google some shit. I am aware of different skincare regimens and formulations that I have created. So I all that day was me saying, here, let's do a YouTube. I want to do a YouTube show, which I already planned on doing with or without the show. And I just want to show people that you can make a simple facial at home with ingredients you have in your house. But this is all, I have a skincare brand where we're selling products. So me making a facial, it's like I already know how to make this stuff. I already know how to do this. So it was nothing
I think
fake.
it's the way it was edited, because if you had to set it like the way you said it, you
Okay.
could take simple things at home and make a good mask. But it just showed up as, okay, get this avocado and put this in here, Andre. You put that there and
Okay,
put
I
it
see what you're saying,
stick
but
it here.
the point of the thing was just to show, like, if you don't want to buy a mask, you could just take some simple things that are in your refrigerator, some
Yeah,
honey, some
yeah.
avocado, and you could still accomplish getting a nice skin
There you
glow at home for the low low with your EBT card, girl. If you want the
get them
budget.
stamps. There you go. I was getting ready to say that. Use your food stamps to get you some good skin.
That's
There
all.
you
I'm
go.
trying to help the people.
You
Jesus.
trying to help them, you know. Speaking of good skin, I've had to ask this, and I've asked Andre himself, and he told me he just got all that chocolatey glow and no baby oil on his skin. But why do you think that he comes off very, very oily on the show? Is it, that he's just all chocolatey, or is it just that, they're filming him at a different angle?
I don't know why. I never really I never looked at him and was like, I felt like he comes off, very oily on the show. I don't know. I don't because I don't really I don't know what he does on his skin. He kind of told me, but I think also too, I think, with filming a show on YouTube, sometimes, you might get stuff at the last minute. You got to show up and do stuff at the last minute. So it's kind
Yeah.
of like, listen, guys, we're doing the best we can. This is not Bravo,
Yeah.
this is not VH1. So
Yeah.
we're doing the best we can, and what with what we have, and praise God.
That's right. And you're still entertained, oily or
Right.
not. I'll agree. Exactly. Exactly. Let me see. Let me flip over this because this
Yeah,
is a lot I
flip a
gotta
pad,
ask.
honey.
You gotta flip the pad. Yes. Okay. So what was your first impression of Mr. Poetic? Because I know mine's, but what was your first impression of
You
seeing
know what?
Poetic?
Poetic walked into Andre's party, and I was like, the way I didn't know. They don't tell you, like I said, they don't tell you anything. So we were at a party, and there's a bunch of people in here, but I seen he walked in, and the lights was on him, and the camera was on him. So I'm like, okay, so that must be one of the cast members. So I was like, okay, he's a cast member. Okay, cool, no problem. It was a moment where I actually went to the restroom, and I guess he had to go to the restroom, so he was behind me. He was like, "Hey, Fly King, nice to meet you." He gave me a hug. He was like, "I believe we following each other on Twitter," and I didn't know that. I'm not on Instagram, and I didn't know that. And I was like, "Oh, we are." He told me his name, and I was like, "Oh yeah, we are. I'm following you." Woo whoop. So then he was like, of course he was on Iyanla, and I seen that episode and all of that. And he was like,
Yeah.
"I'm so excited to meet you. I think your music is dope. So I'm excited for this experience." So just off of that, I was like, oh, he seems like a cool dude. That's why I invited him when me and Andre did the scene with the
Yes.
avocado mask. That's why I
Yeah.
invited him. I was like, oh, he's cool. I fuck with him. And then, to this day, me and he invites me to he throws
Yes.
wonderful parties. So I come over, we go out to have drinks. So, I love Poetic. He's mad
That's
dope.
cool. Do you guys have music together? Because I thought I saw a track with you guys together, but I couldn't find it to listen to it. So do you guys have music together?
What I'll say is that we currently right now don't have any music together, but he has just announced a song called Chameleon that is going to be
Mm.
dropping to stores on September the 29th of this month. So Chameleon will be available, feature Fly King Eye. And also you'll get to see an exclusive look at how that was made, possibly on Chasing LA. So make sure you stay tuned.
Ooh, see, ain't I newsy? I'm newsy. I knew about it, but I'm like, I couldn't find it to listen to it. But thank
But
you
it's
for this.
coming.
It's coming, and we will be here to listen to a Crown Family. Y'all better run and stream it. Okay, it's called what again? Fly King Eye?
Chameleon.
Million. There
Poetic
you
Soul featuring Fly King Eye.
go. All right, all right. So, let's get to this Friendsgiving event. Okay,
Oh
your
Lord.
first impression. He's a Lord. First impression. Let's take it easy. First impression of Rich Bomb. What was your first
Um,
impression?
my first impression was Rich Bomb is he came in and he seemed cool. He seemed like a nice guy when he came
Mhm.
in. He just seemed like a
Okay.
regular,
Okay.
nice guy. That's what
Okay.
I thought.
What was your first impression of Miss Nicole Wright?
I really liked Nicole. She seemed like she was pretty cool. She seemed like she had a lot going for herself. She seemed like someone who was, genuine and fun. So, I was excited to, meet her, be at her party, and support her that day at the Friendsgiving.
Okay, cool. So you and Hershey are OGs of season one, now. And watching the episodes, Hershey said, he's cute, but I don't recall green being a shade of nude. Please explain this green sweatshirt. So how do you feel about that little shade that Hershey kind of threw your way about the green sweatshirt? And please explain this green sweatshirt.
Oh my God, the green sweatshirt. First of all, let's start with this. Everyone, what you say her name was Nicole.
Nicole
She
Rain.
saying green sweatshirt. Why that offends me is because I feel like when you say green sweatshirt, it's to say like I had some what we were talking about earlier, the sloss and swap meet. Like I
Got you
had
some.
some sloss and swap meet green sweater when it was a Long Vaughn Art Gallery collaboration sold out hoodie that I had on. Like,
Wow.
girl, I
Okay. Okay.
girl, the girls was over that sweater. A-list celebrities, when you Google it, from Offset to Tristan Thomas. Tristan Thomas was wearing that same green sweater to go cheat on Chloe in Love. So
Whoa!
my
Not
green
the Tristan Thomas cheating sweating. Oh my God.
in that same sweater. So, but the reality of it is that when you are doing a show like this and you have like the OGs, right? If you're doing like let's say Philly Chica is gonna be on season 3, right? You wasn't on last season. So when
Mhm.
you throw an event, if you throw an event, it will behoove you to have as many OGs at your event as possible because that's the more coverage and the more camera time that you're going to get at your event. Production is going to say, well, can you get Andre to come? Can you get Flykingi to come? Is Hershey going to come? If none of us come, your scene is going to be 5 minutes if they even put your scene on there because the audience doesn't even know who you are. So we have to blend you within the group. So Nicole, I found out about that the event was even happening less than 48 hours before. At this
Mhm.
time, this is it's Friendsgiving. So that tell you that it's during the holiday season. So I'm dealing
Distinct.
with the holiday season, right? And all of that's
Mhm.
going on with me, my family, whatever.
Mhm.
Then I have my business. I got to prepare for Black Friday and all that's going
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
also was booked to perform for Miami Beach Pride. So that's a whole performance I got. I also was preparing to battle First Lady Flames in December. So I got all of this going on and I find out 48 hours. Now, I put in the GPS. She lives an hour and a half away from me. So I was calling Andre like, I don't even feel like going. I just got all this stuff going on, but I want to be supportive to the
Mhm.
new cast member. I want to be
Gotcha.
positive and supportive to the new cast member. If I can go and give her an outstanding introduction to the show, I want to contribute that. So I'm gonna take whatever little green sweater or plastic garment or potato sack that I have to wear just to show up to her house to be supportive. So I went with that. I grabbed, like I said on the show, my Long Vaughn, my Balenciaga bag, and my Balenciaga shoes, and went on down an hour and a half, drove up half the state of California to support Nicole, and she essentially spit in my face, in my opinion. So that's unfortunate, but I went with good intentions to be supportive. In regards to what Hershey says, it wasn't new, but it's like, don't act like I knew about this party for years. And I think people also don't understand, like, when I say I didn't know Nicole, like, I didn't even, it was a show. So I didn't even know, production isn't telling me who it is, if it's a boy, if it's a girl, what's going on. So I'm just showing up. I don't even know what's going on.
How
And I'm
you didn't know Nicole at the time at all. You just was you hadn't met
her
Nicole.
I didn't know if she was even a boy or a girl, what she looked like, with her Twitter. I didn't know anything. I'm literally in somebody's house that I don't even know who they are, what they look like. If they come downstairs, I won't even know that that's them unless they tell me.
Oh,
That's power.
wow. And then first time meeting her, you got the green hoodie. You got your, hoodie got made fun of, to be quite honest.
And let's be clear, she made fun of the hoodie in front of me, and because I was in her house and I didn't have on the color, I ate it. I didn't give her no snapback. I didn't give her no shade. I said, ha ha ha,
Yeah,
yeah, woo. I didn't say anything, nothing.
yeah. Because I'm
I
thinking,
let her
battle rap, you could have went there, you
could
could have.
have. I could have, and a lot of stuff that she has said behind my back, she wouldn't have said that to me, because then the next episode she was sitting there in her Jerry curl with Rich Bomb saying that I wasn't fly and I didn't know how to dress. She didn't say any of that to me, because I can only picture her, even in her house, telling me, "Oh, look at you in this green sweater. You not fly. Your name is Fly King, but you not fly." Anybody who know me, I would have been like, "Oh, you wanna roast? This what you want to do? This what you trying to do?"
like, do you know what I do? Like, I
Girl,
mean, okay.
if I wanted to go to Rainbow and just buy a nude outfit, girl, that's what I would have did. But I didn't want to do that, so I didn't.
Yes, and speaking of the scene that we're talking about, as far as the Diamond from Crime Mom scene with Andre, and
Hmm.
you got to watch Nicole actually talk about you in the green sweater. I think that's when you actually heard that it was an issue further past the Friendsgiving.
Right.
Um, so, my question is, would you have respected Andre a little bit more if he had a FaceTime you to tell you what was going on at that time? Or you respect the way it played out because he's gonna see you the next day. So I mean, like, which one would you have rather? Him FaceTime you right there and say, hey, she talking shit, or just the next day the way it played out, confront it right in front of her and you got a chance to face.
Well, I will tell you that Andre made me aware when I saw him the next day, because I didn't come to, and I would have loved to come to support Andre at his performance. I mean, at his hosting, and Diamond. I love fucking Diamond. So I would have
Right.
loved to come and see that. But that same day, I was battling First Lady Flames. So
Oh, okay.
so,
Makes sense.
when you add that context to it, of course, I don't want him to call me with whatever Miss Hairstylist was had to say about anything, because it was really irrelevant. I have a booking, so
Right,
I need to
right.
be more concerned with that. So I was fine with whatever is going on. And you know what? I don't hold Andre accountable for whatever 40-year
Got
old
it.
are talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not his responsibility to keep these women from these dinosaurs in check for the things that they have to say about me. That's not his responsibility. That's theirs.
Yeah. So yes, y'all, Fly King I is here to pop his shit, and he is keeping it lit. Y'all make sure y'all hitting that thumbs up button like right now, because it's gonna get more interesting. We didn't even get to the juicy stuff yet, okay? Yet. So now I jumped around a little bit. Was y'all being messy when you and Andre called Jayla and y'all was singing her song wrong? But were y'all being messy when you called her to tell her about what Nicole had said? And about Rich Bomb coming in her place and things. Was that a messy scene or was that a production scene?
She definitely, some I just seen a comment. She needs to let go of the green sweater, and that's really the problem. But anyways, as far as the Jayla scene, when we were at Jeremy's house, I believe King Payne was there and stating that him and Jayla wasn't really friends. And then um
No,
Nicole.
we're talking about after the Friendsgiving. You and Andre had a photo
Oh,
shoot. Fly King
FaceTime.
I stopped the photo shoot.
We
Mm-hmm.
FaceTime, and we said what? What did we say?
Y'all was up there, rolly, 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 roll out, and y'all was singing it wrong, but y'all was talking about Rich Mom meeting Rich Mom for the first time, and
Uh-huh.
y'all was talking about Nicole was kind of aggy that she didn't show up, but sent the
She was.
replacement.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, but at the time, you knew that Jayla was recovering from a surgery. So was that just a tad messy to call her to tell her like, yo, she was talking about you while she's recovering?
Was it messy? It's kind of like, was it messy for us to tell Jayla that Nicole was talking about her? I don't feel
Yes.
like it, because I look at it like me and Jayla, obviously me and Jayla are cool. Andre and Jayla are cool. That's our sister, first season sister. So it
God.
didn't make any sense that, Nicole was talking about her when she never met this woman. Like, I don't know where Nicole is from, but this talking about people that you don't know or know anything about is
Right.
and here's the thing, because what she would say is, well, we all throw shade and say things. We do. But there's a
Mm-hmm.
difference. It felt like the energy from Nicole gave that she had a personal issue with her. Like, that's how it
Mm-hmm.
felt.
Okay.
So we was kind of just warning Jayla, like, it seemed like she don't like you, and I don't think she gonna end up fucking with you like that. So I just want you to know, you coming into this space, to know what you're getting yourself into. Now, with that information, still give Nicole a chance. Maybe you guys can be Thelma and Louise one day. But
Mm-hmm.
I just want to let you know, the energy that I got is that she was pissed that you didn't come to her party. I have never been pissed at nobody who I don't know showing up to my party, somebody who I don't know wearing the wrong color to my party. I've never been that pissed about it. But to each his own. So I don't think it was messy. And if I was to go back, I would tell Jayla the same thing. We know
That,
Jayla, we know how she is and what she would expect from us because we know
got
her.
it.
So we were doing what we know Jayla would appreciate from us.
That makes sense. Y'all would be good friends, and I can see that. I can totally see that. Definitely. So we're gonna get smooth right on over to the we just met each other mixer. It was a lot
Met each
going
other
on.
again.
again. I don't know why y'all guys play games and drink. I just don't. This just don't go well at all. But I'm here for it. I love watching it. When I seen the title, I said, "Oh my God!" Like not again. So my question is, with Jeremy scene with his green screen, when he said he looked through the peephole and he got Callie because you had showed up looking like Callie's mom. What do you feel about that? That
I look like
shade.
who? What he say?
Callie, his dog's mom.
Oh, Callie's
When
mom.
yeah,
Um, I was taken aback by it because when I seen Jeremy, he said, "Yes, you came in the fur and you was giving Valentino." He gave me all my life about my outfit because it was couture Valentino. I came in with my MCM bag. I had to bring, some extra Douce liquor because I don't drink Jim Beam and whatever he and Hershey, gathered to put on the table. So I was taken aback by it. But I mean, I don't have a problem with Jeremy. Jeremy can, throw his little jokes as long as he's ready for mine to come right back at his ass. Okay.
what?
He can
Okay,
do his
okay.
little 1-2 step at me, and I know some 8 counts too. So all right, Fatima, you can do this.
Fatima,
Okay.
no
Bye.
Fatima.
Hey, come on.
You like I got the boom cat to your Fatima. I
I got
got
the
you.
boom cat to your Fatima, so that's fine.
Okay, I understand you. I remember those big dance battles back then. But yes, okay. So all right, and that we just met each other again, Mixer. The question was pulled. We know it was the LLC talk. King Payne and Andre had a very heated moment. You
Yeah.
were there trying to navigate, and I do appreciate you being fair. Where you actually checked Andre and said, "Now, do you see where King Payne is coming from?" Even though that's your friend and you had loyalty to your friend in that scene, you still was able to be unbiased to say, well, I can see where King Payne's coming from. So, and I want to commend you on that because you could have
I
kept
love
it.
you saying that because I'm very unbiased. Me and Andre bump heads and disagree all the time. I'm very unbiased. I'm never on
Yeah,
anybody's side but the truth. So I appreciate you saying that because
and
it's
it
true.
shows. It actually shows because anybody that wouldn't mind saying, "Hold on, friend, you was a little wrong," especially on in front of cameras, you could tell
Yeah,
this happens behind the scenes as well. It's not
right.
a
Yeah.
a ass kissing friendship. So,
No.
but with all that being said, what did you think about all of that going on? Like all hell breaking loose. Did you know all hell was gonna break loose, or you just was
I
like,
knew all hell was breaking loose because Andre is crazy and King Payne is
"That's
I
my
love
baby"?
King Payne, but he crazy
Yes,
as hell.
yes,
So I knew, and I think this was the first time they like were kind of in each other's energy in a long time. They had a lot of online back and forth, so I knew it was gonna get
yeah,
crazy. But
yeah,
I've always been hopeful because I know King, and then I know of course I know Andre. So I always felt like they have so much in common. A lot of the jokes and their opinions are always on
yes,
accord. So I'm like, you know what? Y'all would actually be really good friends if y'all stop all
yeah.
the bullshit. So, I knew it was gonna get crazy, but I was like, maybe it'll get crazy and then everything else to be the calm after the storm. So maybe everything gotta get crazy to get calm. So
Maybe, like brothers and sisters, sometimes I gotta smack you before I love you again. You know what I mean? It just happens
that's
like that,
and that's how I feel like, us OGs at least are. We're
Mhm.
kind of more like we have this brother and sister relationship to where we might not always get along, but we know we family at the end of the day and we
Got
all
it.
got in this
Got
YouTube
it.
street. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So in that moment, Andre and you guys, y'all were whispering a lot to
We
each
were.
other on the couch. Y'all were showing each other the phone, and then next thing you know, we had the FaceTime call, and it's Jayla on the
Uh-huh.
FaceTime, which also sparked another one of these. She was at a dollar store on the FaceTime at that mixer situation.
Lord Jesus.
Was Jayla at the dollar store, and who called her? Did y'all call or did she call?
Well, Andre had heard a convo from King Payne in regards to their relationship and where it was currently at, and that he wasn't dealing with her or whatever at the time. And also with banter from Nicole. So she decided to call Jayla because Jayla wasn't there in that moment. I think a lot of people, like how you asked me earlier about what I had appreciate Andre FaceTiming. I don't think
Mhm.
FaceTiming somebody is appropriate every single time. But in
Got it.
moments where we're all together as a group and you have multiple group members discussing you, I think it was only fair to at least make Jayla aware that you're being discussed and this is what's being said.
Oh,
So I believe that Jayla said that she was at 7-Eleven, but I
yes.
think that it doesn't matter. I mean, I think that it was none of anybody's business. If she was at the gates of heaven, it was nobody's business, especially those people who don't not know her. You should be concerned with the curling iron, not what retailer that Jayla is in minding her business. That's what you should be concerned with, love.
Well, you said that. You definitely said that. Also, there was the question of who do you not see it for? And before we get there, to that question, William DeBedis, he made his entrance to the whole group at that time. What was your impressions of William DeBedis? Your first impressions of William DeBedis?
My initial impression of William was he came in and he did this spin and he had on this bodysuit. And at first I was kind of like, she comes off a little bit arrogant, like she's better than everybody. And she wasn't really that personable in that moment. So she didn't really speak to anybody. I didn't really get a chance to get to know her and talk to her. I was optimistic about getting to know her in the future. But in that particular moment, at that time, I felt like, I don't know about her. I'm open to getting to know her and giving her a chance. But in that moment, I was like, I don't know. I don't know about her.
Okay, yeah, because everybody seemed to be like, oh, it was before King Payne walks in, and then it's like now King Payne is here. You seem very excited to see King Payne. You were.
Yes, I love
Very
King.
right. You were very unbiased again. But then you said you don't see nobody else. Like you don't see you. Did you know that was going to start a whole bunch of mess or no?
And I didn't see the what was gonna cause mess.
This is where you ask King Payne, oh, you don't see Andre, you don't see nobody else.
Oh, did I know it was gonna start mess? I knew it was gonna start mess, but I don't think it was about being messy. I don't like the pretending that somebody not there. Like
Oh,
if somebody's there, again, I said I'm a bitch from Compton. So if somebody is there and you don't like them, we come in and be like, oh, her, I don't fuck with her. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna
like right
say
in your face, like,
not gonna pretend she not there. I'm gonna say I see her, I don't fuck with her. That's what it
oh,
is.
okay.
You
So
know,
you wanted just any acknowledgement,
I
whether
wanted to be
it was
clear about like you don't see her, and if he would have said her, I don't fucking her. I'm not speaking to her. I don't fuck with her. I would have been like, oh, okay, all right, well, shit, it
all
is
right.
then.
I got you. Just don't ignore it. I
Right,
understand. I understand. I'm a
1,000. Let's see
Scorpio and
1,000.
I hate being ignored. Like that's the worst thing to do to me is leave me on red or ignore me because then we're fighting. Like it doesn't matter. It
But
just we're gonna fight.
you see me here.
You see
You're not
me. I'm
lying.
not
You're not
Casper.
Helen Keller.
Okay, like yes, Helen Keller. All right, Stevie Wonder can see all of this. Okay,
Ray
so
Charles, you see me.
you see me. So definitely, definitely. So now let's get to the question at hand. Who do you not see it for Fly King High?
When you say not see it for, what do you mean? Like, what you mean?
The
Like,
question that's gets pulled, and who do you not? The question that started it at Hamburger Mary's. This is the question that started
oh,
it
who
at
do
the
I not
mix
see
up.
it for?
Who do
I
you
don't know.
not see it for?
As far as like being on the show,
This person on the show. Who's
um,
not chasing that should be chasing? Who's running slow?
who's lightly jogging?
Just lightly jogging in place.
I really hate this question. Because it be this whole thing when you bring up people and they feel like you so bothered when you just telling it like it is. But right,
This
who do
is y'all bread. I didn't answer. I just,
who don't I see it for?
just
I don't know.
mhm.
I feel like I don't know
Everybody answered. I mean, I can give you what the other people said.
what the
Poetic
other
said,
said.
William DeBettis.
I like
Um,
William, so I see it for William. So I'm not gonna
Rich
say that.
Bomb said official campaign. Um, and who else did we
Rich
have?
Bomb. Wait a minute. Pause. Rich Bomb came on one of official King Payne's how you come on my platform and say you don't see it for me?
Listen,
Like,
we're in the moment of
like,
situation.
like what kind of like? what kind of chemical imbalance is your brain not coming to that you would get on? That's like getting on Bravo and saying you don't see it for Andy.
I mean, I'm just the interviewer. I'm the talent here.
That
So
don't make no sense.
he
So
said
it's
it.
like if you don't see it for me, then get on your platform then. Like, don't come on mine talk, but you don't see it. How you not see it for me on my shit, bitch? If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be seen. People
Wow.
are like,
Ooh.
people are really. What did Miranda say on The Devil Wears Prada? Like, did you bump your little head on the pavement? You got to be fucking dumb. He either dumb or stupid. One of the two.
Ooh, Shalay. This is clip it. Listen, Quan, you hear that? Clip it. But yes, that's, I mean, listen, we pop our shit and we keep it lit. And we let everybody say what they want to say, regardless of who platform it is. Everybody knows that this is the official King Pains platform, a parent company of, and we allow you to say what you gotta say and do what you gotta do because
But
you
it
know
gotta make sense.
that's to the people that want to answer that question. But no skirting around it, no deflecting. Fly King I, Mr. Ian, who do you not see it for?
Who do I not see it for?
And I give you the
Oh,
face. That's the interviewer face. The Gail
um,
King.
I don't know. I'm thinking about the cast. I see it for
Mm,
Andre. I see it for King. I see it for Poetic. I see it for Hershey, William the Baddest,
mm,
Jeremy.
mhm, mhm,
Um,
uh-huh,
who am I
uh-huh.
missing? Name
You
somebody
got
else.
you got Nicole Ray, Miss Nicole Ray here,
Who else am I missing? Who
and
else?
Rich
Her?
Mama. You have Rich
Who else?
Mom.
Am I
And I
missing
think
anybody?
no, you're not missing anybody else.
Oh, everybody I named, I see it
Oh,
for. Everybody
Jeremy.
else, we can move on to the next question.
You're missing Jeremy. Did you say Jeremy?
I see it for Jeremy. I see Jeremy.
Okay, okay. Wow. So yeah, the names he did not name was Rich Bomb and Nicole. So you have two. You don't see it for two people. So two people are not chasing. Got it. All right, next. Let's get no. Oh, and Jayla. We forgot Jayla.
Oh, I
You
see
said
it for Jayla. Yeah, all day, all night.
you see
Jayla
it
all
all
day.
day. Okay, but you perfectly blind when it comes to those two. Gotcha.
That's only the people I name. That's the anybody else. I don't know. Leave it up to God. I can't help them.
Sit up the guy. Okay. All right. So your battle rap with Lady Flames. That's amazing that you brought this into this season, season two of Chasing Reality. I love that you were able to show that side, and they did not edit her rap too much. They let the whatever her artistry portrayed, they let it flow. So I wanted to know what made you decide to show that side of yourself this season.
Well, you know what? I wanted to show it last season, but unfortunately, with scheduling and last season, we were in the thick of the pandemic, and Los Angeles was really shut down. So I was booking battles, but they were in different states. So
Yes.
we did get to see when I battled Lady Caution some of the footage. If you watched last season, my
Yeah.
closeouts. See me with abs. You see me at that event. Unfortunately, we didn't get to
Yeah.
see any of the banter. So
Yes.
this season, we got to actually see me on. Hi, Andre. We got to see me on. Actually get to battle rap, which I know is something that all of the fans wanted. So I was so
Yes.
happy to bring that. To the platform. It was something new, something you never been seen, and of course, I was the only person who could bring you that. So I
There
was
you
excited
go.
for that.
I love that. I love that you're showing that versatility. Although the comments said you lost, and I did say that wasn't your best, but I'm happy that you even showed that side of yourself, that this is a world, and you explained it so well. One thing I would like to say is battle rap is like the ball, a ball. Does that make sense? Like the
Yeah, yeah.
all for just straight people to talk shit. Like we just talk shit in a random house with no windows, but we got a camera and we got some money, okay? And we rap and are you a freestyle battle rapper or you kind of do an outline beforehand?
I would say I do both. Like, for example, like when you talked about what I said about caution and the braids, that
Mhm.
was all that was right then. I didn't know what wig she was gonna have on or how she was gonna have her hair. So I do both. There's things, and it would be dumb for you to not look up or certain things about them and things that they've been to
Right.
jail for. whatever they was doing, you might want to mention that or touch on that. And then of course, when you get there, you say, oh, I might want to mention this, or you might be in the moment and the crowd is, reacting. So you like, I'm gonna say this next. They like that, so I'm gonna say this. So it's, a mixture of both.
Yeah, that's definitely. I don't like, however, when some battle rappers, when they're saying they're only freestyle, but yet and still you can hear the crowd actually saying the lyric before
Oh,
they finish it. That's not freestyle. That means they've heard it before. So it's kind of like you need to adjust that a little bit. But not you, but those who do it.
right.
Definitely check out everybody. Check out Fly King's Eye. His battle rap, amazing. Keeps the same energy. Even Rip Daylight apart without Daylight being there, saying how, even switched into him, put the whole mask on and everything, y'all. So I mean, it's a show. You put on a whole show. Let's
Thank
fast forward. Oh, you're welcome. I'm so sorry. Thank you for giving us that part. Giving, showing, chasing reality, giving the LGBT side that part. Because I feel like, it kind of showcases that gay men can be in these spaces and still succeed.
Right.
It's not a
That's why
contagious
I
thing.
love that you're saying that, because that's why I wanted to come into it. Before I got into battle rap, I knew it was something where there was other gay battle rappers, but there was nobody that was prominent or notable. So I wanted to kind of be that person to break that glass ceiling in that space of hip hop. So that means so much to me to hear you say that.
Thank you. And I appreciate you doing it and putting yourself out there and continue. I would love to see you here, doing some Reed Dollar battle raps. You know what I mean? I would love to see that. Now let's fast forward to this Palm Springs situation.
Woo!
There was game night at Poetic's house that you were not, were you invited to? The game night at Poetic's house. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Rich Bombs. My apologies. This is after the We Just Met Each Other mixer. There is a game night with Rich Bomb at. Were you invited to that game night where he cooked food and things like that?
of course not.
Okay. Uh, that's probably why I forgot to sing. So now moving forward to Poetics game night without games, the pool table night. I'm gonna call it
Okay.
that because I got on that about that. I was like, where was the games? Like, where was Parker Brothers? But the pool table, it seemed like a lot went on that we actually got to see a behind the scenes in the next episode. But even online, it's been this whole who paid for what with the Palm Springs. And we just had Andre up here last week, and he explained that you and Andre had planned that trip for the Palm Springs. Can you go into a little bit of detail about that before we get into all of Palm Springs?
Absolutely. Me and Andre last season, we had the most epic, one of the most epic events in chasing, reality history with the Love Hate Mixer, which was an epic event. We seen so many showdowns at that event. So we came together last season and collaborated on that. And as I told you earlier, me and Andre have been filming since last August. Some of the new girls started filming towards the holiday season, which is great. So me and Andre have been talking about doing a trip, and we wasn't necessarily decided on a location. We were talking about here and talking about there. In California is like a whole country, so there's like so many different places, and we can go to the lake, we can go to the mountains, we can go to the woo, we can go here. So we hadn't come to exact place where we were gonna go, but we definitely wanted to basically do like a part two of the Love and Hate Mixer, but make it kind of a trip this time. That was kind of the goal and the idea. So it
I like
was our idea to come together and orchestrate that. And then production actually told Andre like they wanted him to kind of orchestrate that. So we came together to put the trip together. So yes, it was
that.
me and Andre's idea.
Okay, got it. So everybody was supposed to pay their coins, their portions, but
Yes.
what were you and Andre's responsibility as far as planning the trip? I mean, of course, you picked the location. Were you supposed to pick the Airbnb? Like, what were your specific details for your job for that trip?
Well, it was me. Well, okay, it was me and Andre's idea. Now,
Hmm.
Andre at the time was building friendships with Nicole and Rich Bomb. Now,
Okay.
I was cool with them. I had no issues with them, but I wouldn't say we were building a friendship. Andre was hanging out with these people and talking to these people on the phone outside of the cameras at the time. From what I saw, I thought that they were building a friendship. Even when we were on our way to Palm Springs, he called Nicole and called Rich Bomb to check on them, and they called him, and yeah, we're gonna be there in a minute, and yeah, we're gonna do this, and yeah, whoop, whoop. So all that's it, all that's great and dandy.
Got
So
it.
we kind of it was our idea to kind of lead and plan the trip. He decided to include them since he were building a friendship with them and said, oh, we can give them the opportunity to host events on the trip to give everyone an opportunity to do something. Not that we needed anything, because again, me and Andre had one of the most epic events last season.
Yeah.
So if we didn't include anybody this season, it still would have made it on camera in production because it's me and Andre, and it still would have been an epic event as always, and we have done before. So he, out of the kindness of his heart, extended the invitation to allow them to do it. He asked Nicole, like, well, you guys can host an event. She volunteered. We did not ask, unsolicitedly said she would hire her chef and do a dinner. And we said that was great. We were already planning a dinner. We already talked about what we were going to do. But if Nicole's going to take care of that and be a team player, then that's great. She could do that. Rich Bomb said he wanted to do the ATVs, and we ended up looking up some different spots for ATVs, and we called them on the way up there, like, oh, did you call them? Because I think we got to be there at a certain time, and arranged it. We made sure everyone was aware of how much the ATV was, because Nicole was paying for the chef, but with the ATVs, we all had to pitch in and pay for that. So we kind of wanted to be a collaboration. Even Hershey, we sat down and had dinner, and Hershey had we sat in the living room and had a little snack moment where we talked. So that was
Mhm.
Hershey's idea. So that was the thing. We wanted to come together, and it was our idea, but we wanted to give everyone in the group a space to kind of contribute to it. So it was our painting, but we wanted to add everyone else to add their color and their strokes to it too.
Got it. I like that. I like that. Like everybody bring their own bottle. BYOB.
Right, right, right. That's all it was. That's it.
That's all it was. That's all a little get together, BYOB. You know what I mean? I got that. So I don't know what possessed y'all. Here we go with these alcohols again, because y'all decided who idea was that to give a shot when the person walked through the door. And I said, oh, this
It was
episode
my idea.
so this is like people getting lit. I like that. Okay. Like I like that. So I'm like, wow, the shot as soon as you come through the door, but all right. And the first person to arrive was Nicole. Everything
Yes.
seemed to be cool up until that shot kicked in. Now, I know you can't speak for Nicole's side of things, but you're here, and I did talk to Andre about it. First of all, we talked about that turkey meat, that 9 pounds of turkey meat that took forever to cook. Okay. Now, I have to ask you, what
It was
took you so dang long to cut the limes? All right, them limes it took forever to cut the limes, but you had used that knife to scratch your head. You
I
had
did.
used that knife to walk up on Miss Nicole a little bit, but then you backed up and cut one line. So what was going on with that whole scene? Why did it turn from just take a shot to now you being Michael Myers with the knife?
Not Michael, not Freddie versus Jason, but
It was like, ooh, Freddie was.
what happened was, we got into the thing. We were talking to Nicole, and kind of we were going down the guest list of who was coming. We got to Jayla's name. For whatever reason, every time we mentioned Jayla, Nicole's, she acts like she got sand in her vagina when we mentioned Jayla. She acts like, oh my God, Jayla. So it's like, we don't get it. So I was confused. So like, I was confused, so it was hard to cut the lines because I'm confused on why you're so perturbed at someone you don't fucking know. Because for me, it's like, I know Nicole, but I don't give a fuck about what she think and what she got to fucking say. And I don't know why you give a fuck about Jayla and what she think and what she got to say, because you don't know that lady. So a lot of the stuff she's saying was confusion. The lady literally said, I only said that about the Dollar Tree because y'all set me up to say that. Now, how can I or Andre or anybody or you or King Payne or anybody besides Jesus Christ set someone up to say something? You are an adult. I can't make you, Philly Chica, say anything that
No,
If you have to take, and that's the problem. You as a grown woman have to take ownership for what you decided to say. You can't. How fucking dumb do you sound being of such a dinosaur age saying that someone else made you say something? No, you said that because you wanted to say that. I can't make you say anything. That's crazy to me. So when people are saying they get what Nicole is saying, that's fine. I don't get it because I know you can't make nobody can make me say anything. If I say something, that's what I said. You got to hold me accountable for it. I can't say, well, that's because Philly Chica said this. No, no,
Yeah,
no. I
I
said
don't, I
that
don't, I
'cause
don't
that's
like
what I
that.
want to
I
say.
don't like that. I don't like nobody trying to blame me for making you say something. I don't like that because that was on your heart and your
Get out of here
spirit.
with that.
Yeah, that was on your heart and spirit before I said anything. Okay, so that was on your spirit. Yes. Oh wow, she always has something to say about Jayla, Satan, and Nicole. Oh wow.
Not
Okay.
Satan. Not Satan. Not Ain't
Not
nobody
that.
set her up to say anything. She was just shading her because she thought it was cute. And let me just be clear. Had Nicole say, you know what? I don't fuck with Jayla. I will fuck with that because I can fuck with you saying, you know what? I can fuck with two things. You saying me asking you why you said something about somebody and you saying I shouldn't have said that, or I said it because I don't fuck with them. But for
Right.
you to pussy out and say, oh, I only said it because the Saints came marching in. It's like, get the fuck out of here. Like,
The
get the girl
Saints.
up.
Ooh, the Saints can't watch that. Well,
The Saints
listen.
came marching in. That's why I said it.
So listen, why were you so hesitant to tell the group or even to tell Andre that you had met with King official King Paint? Like, why were you a little bit hesitant to say, "Well, I met with him and he's coming on a trip"?
Well, because I didn't, it's not that I was, because listen, let me be clear with everybody. Because Nicole even said this in her fucking confessional, talking about not your bestie gonna go sit down. First of all, I could sit down with whoever the fuck I want to sit down with. Andre don't dictate who I sit down with, and I don't dictate who Andre sit down with. I think my hesitation was that I love Andre. That's my good Judy, and I didn't want him to take it the wrong way. Like I sat down and with some shade, or I sat
Right.
down and it
Yeah.
disrespect. So I didn't want him to be like, oh, you sat down with him and you was talking shit, or you sat down with him. And we're always worried about when someone has bought our LLC and you sat down with them, if it was, negative or positive. So I know that I'm a good friend. I've always been known to be a good friend. I've never had to shake my purse to get nobody to be friends with me because I'm a natural, organic, whole foods good friend. So I was hesitant on how he would, take it or think that it went,
Mhm.
versus whether or not I could sit down with him, because I could sit down with whoever I want to.
I got it. That makes a lot of sense. You didn't just want to hurt your friend's feelings, thinking that
Right,
you just sat there talking shit, and I'm going to be buying
right.
your LLC
Like, let me
next.
explain to you. Let me explain before you
Yeah.
assume that it was,
Yeah.
shade or
Yeah.
some tea. I sat down with these intentions and this what happened. So that's why I was a little, hesitant.
Yeah, yeah. So did you see the scene where did you watch the 10K retreat hosted by official campaign? You watched that whole scene where they
I
showed.
did, and that was actually an event I was invited to, and I was really upset I couldn't make it. I had something going on at the time, and I
You
couldn't
gonna come
make
to
it.
the next one. It's gonna be a
Yeah,
20.
yeah. With the next 10K and the 100K and the million.
Definitely,
Platinum.
definitely.
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
definitely,
So yes,
definitely.
I did watch it. Yes.
You did. Okay, so now the scene in Palm Springs when you asked Hershey, about King Payne's talent, did you take that as Hershey being shady to say he did something?
I
You know,
did. Just to be clear with everybody, I told her that. I said, because I think that he was kind of like, he did something. And I was kind of, I told I said, Hershey, now, if I was to come to your drag show and, you be showing out and doing your flips and doing the Matrix, which, Hershey is famous for doing that back bend. And I actually asked her how she do that back bend, because my back, I don't know if I could do all that. She said she'd take a shot of red fireball. She said a shot of fireball and you'll be good to do the back bend. But anyways, with I told her, I was like, that's like me coming to your show and they being like, well, what did you think of Hershey after she did all these acrobats? And I'm like,
right?
she did something. And I think, she kind of understood, like, okay, I guess I kind of, see, whatever. So yeah, I did. And I
Yeah,
also communicated that with Hershey.
yeah. Yeah, because it did come off as, especially
Yeah.
with the cuts and the edits, and we can see you there laughing and having a good time. But then it's like, well, you did something. I would like to ask, who made the punch with the big old gummy bear in the middle?
I did meat.
I need that recipe behind stage.
I posted it actually when I did it on my Instagram, and it's so funny. It was crazy that so many people asked me that. They was like, they want me to do like a tutorial, so I will. I got one coming soon, but I have the recipe on my Instagram page. It's actually something that I've been doing for years with my family. You know, for Easter and going over grandma's house and grandpa's house or whatever.
Y'all be lit.
I've been doing it. The red gummy Patron sangria, so I was excited to bring that to the show. I'm glad you guys
Oh,
liked it.
y'all be lit. I need to come over for Easter. If
Oh,
y'all got
yes, you
something
do,
like
honey.
that. I mean, I'm a.
We get it popping. They come over.
That joint looks so good. Now, did anybody finish the gummy bear in the middle? Did anybody?
I think before we threw it away, I want to say I took like a bite of the ear or something like that, but we didn't finish the whole thing. Most of it got thrown away,
Dang,
unfortunately.
everything look good. I need that recipe. Yes, you gotta post that recipe. Everybody
Yes,
go follow Five King Eyes so we can get that recipe because we have to do something like that. Now, ooh, Nicole. Now, Rich Bomb comes. He's the second guest to arrive, and he
hmm
kind of walks in but not says anything to you guys. He didn't
weird,
really get the shot because Nicole gave him the shot. So, what
right?
did you think about that? Like, how long first was he in the house before y'all even knew he was there?
He was in the house for a little while before we even knew he was there. He was also, brought in as a co-host by Andre. Like I said earlier, I know that we were bringing in, groceries and still trying to set up a little bit, and he kind of came in, sat down, and did his own thing, kind of ignored us, and I just thought that was weird and strange. Why would you, And I can get, he probably feels like, well, I don't know anybody like that and blah, blah, blah. I get that. But you also came to a space in an Airbnb when you knew what the situation was. The purpose was to get to know people. So you come out of your comfort zone and you let all of that, you let your wall down. And if you're not going to do that, then stay at home.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that's kind of why William the Baddest and Jeremy did not show up right away. I mean, well, did not show as far as we know now, because I wouldn't want to with all that static and all y'all. I couldn't even take the "we just met each other again" mixer, so I ain't gonna lie, a weekend in on Airbnb with y'all. Like, no, thank you.
Listen,
But
a tough cookie.
yeah, I mean, it depends on what your character is going into that Airbnb. If you're the show's most hated, then you gonna have to step in on it when you walk in here. Don't
Yeah.
show. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel sick. You know what I mean? And don't
I call
go.
it sick. Not calling on Dario. I ain't feeling good.
Yeah. Yes.
Not calling
My
you.
throat, the way my throat is set up, yeah. But okay, so now Jayla and Kingpin gets there. This is after the blowout. This is after you with the butcher knife scratching your head, which I'm
Ah,
like, you really was in the moment. I don't think you realized you had it in your hand. I really don't. I don't think it
I
just
did
made
it. I did it. Sometimes I even forget about the camera. I was watching it back and I was like, oh God, they're gonna say I'm crazy. But the shit she was saying was really like, you can't, the shit that comes out of that lady's mouth, I really be like, are you fucking serious? You gotta be fucking, like, if she was to be like, I'm just playing, I would be like, oh, okay, cool. Cause like, there's
okay.
no way you for real. So that was really
So
my
she
natural
keeps
reaction.
that same energy off camera as well. Like Nicole is. This is what you see, and like it's not a production thing.
As far as what you
As
mean?
far as her, like you say, if she would just say, "I'm only playing," or I don't
All
really
of her
mean it.
antics and shit, no. I think some of it is for the camera, but
Okay,
most of what you see of the type of person and her character, for the most part, I do feel like that's just how she is. That's how
okay.
she
Oh, good lord. Okay, so
right.
alrighty.
Praise
So
God. Like
now, like, ooh, now it's been some things, like I said, behind the scenes that we got to see a little fast forward clip of Nicole saying some things about Jayla. And we can hear you saying, what are you calling her, a charity? Can you explain that conversation a little bit more? Because us as viewers are just like dumbfounded, like, wait a minute, when did this happen and why is it coming up now?
Okay, so Nicole has been throwing shade towards Jayla up until this point, right? So
Okay.
then before the trip, she offered to pay for Jayla's portion of the Airbnb. Now, and she also made the statement like, well, I give to charity all the time. Now,
Yeah.
here's my thing. if you are a person, and I know I live in LA, I know a lot of people with money. I'm fortunate and blessed enough to do very well for myself, but we are all descendants of slaves. We did not, if you were this skin color or any variation of this tone, light or dark or whatever, then
Period.
you was born, you came from the from the mud, from the dirt under the mud. So
Okay.
this whole thing of, oh, I'll pay for her. It was the I was questioning why she would want to pay for Jayla when she doesn't know Jayla, seemingly doesn't like her. And it's like, are you just you're doing it so you can then throw it in her face and call her a broke bum, broke bitch on Skid Row so you can kind of feel better about yourself. And I think that that's unfortunate that you are of this place in your life and you feel like you need to do this to come at her about whatever when you don't even know her. Like, I didn't understand that. And I just was trying to understand where she was coming from. Like, are you saying she's a charity case? Because she doesn't need to do that. If anything, I don't have a problem with helping Jayla. Andre doesn't have a problem with helping Jayla. Of course, King Payne doesn't have a problem with helping Jayla. Jayla has a lot of friends. When I'm out at industry events and people from Beyonce hairstylists or this person who worked with Megan Thee Stallion, they be like, "Oh my God, there go Jayla." So a lot of people are here for Jayla and fuck with Jayla. So Jayla don't need you to pay for a goddamn thing. Cause
Ooh, we got Miss Nicole here in the comments. Offered to pay for everyone. She said, "Let's be clear."
we don't need no.
Okay. She wanted the trip to be at whole cost. Trip. Listen, Miss Jayla, Nicole, you want to jump up on the link next time, but we're gonna finish this up with Fly King
We're gonna get
Albert.
her interview and she could tell her side, but today we telling my side. So thank
Yes,
you
yes,
thank you, thank you, Nicole, for clearing that up. Thank
yes.
you.
So, okay, you asked Nicole, would she be offended if you pointed out facts about her? And she said no. So at the time, you didn't have any because I think you just was still in the
I
moment.
had some.
You have some now.
I don't
That's
have any now. I didn't have any now. I think my point was to say, like, we can all be rude and say things that are not nice or negative about people if we want to, but why is that necessary? That's all I was saying in that moment. That
got
was
you. So you were
and
like,
I
oh,
didn't say anything in that moment because I didn't want to be mean to her. That's not what I wanted to do. I didn't
got
want to be mean. I wanted to be nice and have a good trip. So that's why I didn't say anything.
so the comments were kind of saying you and Andre teamed up on Nicole. Do you feel like y'all teamed up on her in that
No,
moment? No? Okay.
no.
Moving right along. How did you feel about Andre and King Payne hugging? Because literally a couple of scenes back, they were like, I ain't talking to that. No, I ain't talking to that bitch. Fuck that bitch. And then we just see them walk in and give each other a big old hug. How did you feel about that?
Well, it wasn't the first time I seen them hug. King Payne had a birthday party. Of course, me and King Payne shared the same birthday, the Royal Day, June 26th. And when I went to this party, everybody kind of gave a standing ovation and they ended up hugging. So, King Payne and Andre have like a brother family relationship. So sometimes it's up and sometimes it's down, but they work through it. And that's something that I can appreciate. I can always appreciate when someone has an issue with somebody, but they're able to be grown and mature enough to move past it. That's what I can respect. Anything else, I cannot.
You cannot exactly. Do you think you help facilitate that a little bit, even pushing Andre to forgive King or King to forgive Andre? Do you
You
think
know
you
what?
help with
I don't
that?
know if I want to take credit for that, but I definitely, when I sat down with King Payne, I was shocked. I didn't know if he was actually taking heed to anything I had to say, but I appreciated him telling Andre, like, King, Fly King came in, he said what he had to say,
Mhm.
and I kind of listened to him, and I was able that they were able to come to a place to move past it. So I was
Yes.
happy for them. Let's move past it and move on to something
Yes.
else.
Yes, because I mean, everyone. I took a poll on my Instagram. I took a poll on my Twitter. Everyone is done with the LLC, and I've told
Right.
everybody
Let's move
that
on.
I think that your whole cast should just get LLC tatted on them somewhere, just to memorize it and
I
memorialize
don't
it
know
and be
about
done.
no tattoo, but
I mean, why not? Just a little LLC. I mean, why not? But definitely, y'all should do something because we're sick of hearing it.
right.
Now we get to the moment. It's Jayla and Nicole. They actually meet each other For the first time, I
Finally.
feel like it's a Cardi B and Nicki Minaj moment. They've been going at it. Now they here and they in this space. What did you feel in that moment?
I was happy that they actually got to sit down and talk. I what I when it escalated, I was like, that's unfortunate, especially because Jayla was kind of like, you said what you had to say, I said what I had to say. Let's just move past it and be cool. But unfortunately, things escalated, and I was like, ugh, you guys just met each other, so I feel like whatever was said or whatever happened, we can both just drop it and move on at that point at the table. So that's
Got it.
what I felt about it.
Yeah, but you kind of could see what had happened. Like they've been talking about each other, kind of, sorta, through the whole time. So we gotta expect for them to get that out before they actually make
Right,
up. And
right,
it
right.
looks like
True.
they kind of made up at one point until we got Andre being called Telephone Man, Mr. Telephone Man, Bobby Brown. So what are you doing to that? Because it's like one situation is kind of simmered down a little bit. Now it's another pot over here that's boiling. What are your thoughts watching all of this go down?
I just felt like, I felt like for me, if you don't like Jayla, just say I don't like Jayla. I don't have any plans on liking the bitch. Period. That's how the fuck I feel. Say that. But it was kind of like I said these things about Jayla, but she wouldn't be mad if Andre didn't play the telephone game. But it's like, but King Payne said that you said that she was out the group, and other people have said other things that you said. Even if we, let's say the Dollar Tree didn't even happen, it was other things that were said and alluded. Even for you to invite her to your house and then in San Diego say who is that, that's being shady. Now what Nicole likes to do, her favorite thing to do, is act like I don't know what y'all talking about, I wasn't being shady, I don't know her. And it's like, but you saying who to somebody that we know that you are aware of their existence is being shady. Now you don't have to agree, but I'm not crazy, so I'm not going to agree with you. But you could pretend
I
like
get what
I
you're
don't
saying.
know what happened. I don't know what's going on. I threw the rock and then I hid my hands and I didn't really throw the rock. Did the rock come for me? I don't know. So it's just a bunch of
Oh
shenanigans.
no.
If you don't like the girl, say you don't like her. If you want to be cool with her or you don't care, you want to move past it, just say, you know what? I shouldn't have said the shit, or let's just move past it. Don't I feel like, even if let's say hypothetically it was Andre's fault and he was being met. Let's just say that, like,
Mhm, mhm.
hypothetically, I don't believe that to be true, but
Okay.
hypothetically, even if we go with that, I think for me, and I can't speak on how any other adult is going to act, but for me, if I'm going to take ownership for what I said, I'm just going to say, you know what? That's what I said. It doesn't matter. I don't care. If I say something to you right now about King Payne because I don't fuck with King Payne and you run back and tell him what I said, I don't give
Right.
a fuck how you said it to him, because that's what the fuck I said. And if he bring it back to me, I'ma own it. I'm not even gonna mention your fucking name because that's what
Oh,
the fuck I said. And that's how the
because
fuck
it
I
came out
felt.
your mouth. Right. I
Right.
understand.
Why am I
Okay.
bringing you up? Because
Yeah.
I couldn't have said it in front of you if I had a problem with how you bringing it up when I know you and him is cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, that does make sense. Now I want to ask this question. Nicole and Rich Mom, did they pay a little extra more for their rooms in Palm Springs? Or how did the room situation work out as far as getting the Airbnb and things?
They paid a little bit extra because they wanted to. Sorry, I was checking something. They paid a little bit extra because we all were staying in an Airbnb. We were trying to arrange it, and we're arranging it with 10 different people because everyone was invited. So it was a lack of accountability. Nicole, sometimes you have to look in the mirror, right? Just like
You
I
gotta
said,
focus, King. Ah, come
it's
on.
like Michael Jackson said, you gotta look in the man in the mirror at the end, and that's mature. That's mature. Some people are not there, and we hope for counseling to get you there. But anyways, they pay extra so that they can have their own room. Nicole claims that she paid an extra $1,500 so that we can have the chef. Now, what does $1,500 for a chef have to do with where we stayed in our Airbnb? I don't fucking know, because if you didn't get the chef, we would have went to fucking Denny's or IHOP. So I don't know what the fuck $1,500 for the chef got to do with where we stayed at, but it's yet another thing with her that don't make no fucking sense. So she paid a little bit extra so she could stay in her own room. Me and Andres, it was our idea and our host, so we said we'll stay in our own room. King Payne asked to have his own room. I believe other cast members asked to have their own room, but at the time, you know, we was fucking with Rich Bomb and Nicole, and they already called dibs, so we respected that and told everybody else no. But if they didn't pay that extra, somebody else would have paid extra. King Payne had called me and was like, "Listen, because I was gonna bring my printer and do all my shit that I had to do. If you can give me my own room, like I'll give you the $300." Like other people offered the extra money, so the thing is that everything that Nicole and Rich Baum contributed to the show, it was greatly and widely appreciated, but we took it as we're all a team and we're being team players. We didn't take it as if y'all didn't do it, then we would have been sleeping outside. Because it seems like that's how they look at it. Like if it wasn't for me, y'all bitches would have been eating in the trash can and sleeping outside on one of these Palm Spring cactuses. Like that's how it
not a cactus.
when she walked up, it was like, let me see what my money paid for. And it's like your money paid for an extra room and your chef to come, which had nothing to do with where we stayed at. So it
Did
was
the
just
chef come? The chef
chef
came.
did come, and it was we had a lovely dinner, and we're very appreciative of Nicole and her offer to voluntarily have her chef come. We thank her so much for that. Thank you. We appreciate it. I don't know what else.
Okay, but as far as just paying extra for the rooms, you said it first.
But thank you.
Okay. So as far as just to square the rooms away, they kind of said, hey, we'll pay a little extra to have our own room
Right.
first. And
Right.
because it was extra rooms to do that at the time,
Right.
that's why they got their own room. But other
That's
people
correct.
had said that they wanted their own room and wanted to, but it was no more extra rooms at that time to do
Right.
so.
So
All
we
right.
allowed that for them. They asked for it, and we allowed them to do that. We even said, and it was our trip that we planned it, that we'll just stay and we'll bunk in the room, and then everybody else will go in here, and we'll let Nicole and Rich Bomb have their own room. No problem. Cool.
Okay. All right. Now it's morning and y'all have slept the night away after all those
Yes,
tacos.
Kelly. Yes, Kelly Price. I caught that.
Okay, you know that. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. So, you woke up and then everybody was going crazy because they see Andre and you in the bed together. And I just think y'all make a cute little couple. So, is y'all together?
Me and Andre are platonic friends. We have always been platonic friends, and I appreciate the platonic relationship that me and Andre have.
For now. For now. Because that was nice and
There is
comfortable.
no romance.
All that little chocolatey skin going on. I said, y'all would be cute together. I mean, why not have your best friend as your partner? I got my best friend as mine.
Just like Tia and Tamara, same concept there.
Yeah, Samantha. Ain't no Philly colored out Andre. You knew I was going to ask. I got to be real.
Andre
He said Philly cut it out. Platonic. I'm trying.
platonic. Tia and Tamara, okay?
I was going to ask. Now, Kim Payne said he had saw a mouse on the stove. Was that true? Was it
I
a
didn't
mouse?
see that. I don't know nothing about that. I
Okay,
didn't see that. This is the first time I'm hearing about it, so I don't know.
Okay, so y'all did the ATV thing. How was that going ATVing?
That was so much fun to go ATVing that day with them. I've been ATVing before plenty of times. I went ATVing in Mexico. I've been ATVing in Bali. I went ATVing in Japan before. But this was a little different because all of those times it wasn't really like a mountain type of setup thing. It was just kind of going off into the wilderness. So that was so much fun to do with everybody. Rich Bomb, he seemed to be having a lot of fun. I was excited to see him, and I was just excited to have a moment where everyone is just having fun and just wants to have fun. People aren't angry, people aren't grumpy. It's not all that. I hate all of that. Like mad about just be happy to be fucking alive. Like
I'm
God,
saying exactly, and to be filming, y'all got a season two. Like it wasn't, it was shaky there for a minute for LA to have a season two, and you guys got it. Well, to us, the viewers, it was like, give them a season.
But behind the scenes, we knew we were when before season one was over, we were already discussing season two. That's just
Well, excuse me. Well, y'all had us on the edge of us.
don't let that other lady, influence y'all thought process.
squeeze me. So I know you talking about so like go for it. So now, I mean, I'm so happy that that scene happened. Everybody was having fun. Jayla was talking about how the bike threw her over. That threw me, gave me very much Philly and New York vibes. I have to say, and while people will beat my ass if I don't. It's a Philly and New York thing, the ATV thing. We just drive them in the middle of the street, on Broad Street, down Center City. You just see an ATV, a gang of ATVs going nowhere. But I'm glad that y'all had fun. Now, my thing was the way it started, the morning kind of started with Rich Baum just going to get his blueberries and saying, I don't want y'all breakfast. But then the breakfast looked kind of good, so they kind of came
It
over to
was
eat.
good.
So, what did you think about that? Like, was this still uncomfortable between you and Rich Baum, or him, Rich Baum, in the group at the time for some reason? Because it seems like it's Nicole and Rich Baum versus everybody else. Is that
Um,
true?
at the time, I really was open to getting to know Nicole and Rich Baum at the Palm Springs trip.
Mhm.
I think Nicole was having, again, I don't want to speak on her. You'll have to
Got it.
bring her up
We're
and ask her
asking-
what she was thinking, because
Correct.
being not a science guy, I couldn't help you figure that out. So when it come to Rich Baum, he was kind of coming in the kitchen, not speaking, not saying nothing. We kind of approached him and even asked him, like, it seems a little weird. And he was kind of like, well, you guys just don't know me. So I checked it up as like, maybe that's just how he is. He's just the really chill, laid back, doesn't really got too much to say. I don't know. So I was at the time, it did feel a little weird, but I was like, I don't know him. So I was willing to, give him a chance and, you know, hopefully get to know him, moving forward at that point.
Yeah, definitely. Because he seems, Rich Mom is like, he's a bomb. Like the name bomb is right there because he just comes in so, And at first, I didn't like him all in campaign face. We talked about that. We made amends on that. But, I feel like it's a lot of, y'all have a lot of big
Payne's face. That was ridiculous.
that had me taking off my earrings, my daughter taking off her earrings, and that was just the trailer. I was like, oh, this season finna be good. And I appreciate y'all for filming that whole, I mean, up to this point. What can we expect in the next episode that's coming up? Because I mean, it's a lot.
Ooh.
My
The
God.
next episode, of course, we're going to be closing out the Palm Springs trip. So it's going to be the final day of the Palm Springs trip, which is going to be the most exciting day. The most happens that day. We have a lot to come with that. And then we have a lot more, after that, more chasing and things you'll be seeing me doing that we haven't seen on the show. Um, we'll get to see, some other people doing their thing. We get to see Andre doing some chasing. We get to see Jayla, having a moment, and King Payne, and a few special guests and special surprises. So, I'm so excited. The next episode, I'm very, very excited for. It's probably going to be the best episode yet. So you guys be sure to stay tuned and with your
Oh, I'm
popcorn.
sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I
Y'all
can't
wrapping
wait
up
to
this.
talk about it with you guys. I can't really say too
Yes,
much.
definitely. You listen, when it comes on, you gotta come back and tell us your aspect of things. Thank you so much, Fly King. I've learned so much about you in doing this interview. I am so happy to have gotten to talk to you, and I wish you so much more on this. I'm gonna see you on Smack Your Out. Like it's gonna happen. We calling it right here, right now, and you're gonna get the Hitman holler, and you're gonna eat that ass up. You're gonna get that ass. Okay, you're gonna get
Ball
it.
game.
Bull day. Okay. See what I'm saying? You're definitely gonna do that. And I thank you so much. I mean, do you have this is your time right here of the show for you to pop your shit in. You did it. You popped your shit all the show. Like I
I
mean,
do
it's
that.
a lot of I had to pull my wig back a couple of times, pull it forward, like, damn, yeah, he said that. But okay, this is your time to really go on. This is your moment right here. You can give shout outs, you can say what you want to say. This is your time. Take it away, Fly King Eye.
What's up, yours, the Fly King Eye? Make sure you follow me on all social media at Fly King Eye, FLYKINGI. Make sure you follow Royale Flyness on all social media for all your skincare accessories and needs. Make sure you are tuned in and locked in to Chasing Reality, all of the whole franchise. There's Dallas, Atlanta, and of course Los Angeles. So much content there and epic things that if you've missed, you want to make sure you go back and check out there. And stay tuned and locked in to the lituation, because we love to turn up and talk about our favorite things in the Black community, the number one Black media broadcast. So make sure you stay locked in.
And you heard it. You heard it right here from Fly King I. Fly King
Yes.
I, do me a favor. Capitalize your I, because that's your name and you deserve to be capitalized. So
Ah, yes.
capitalize, okay?
Okay.
Capitalize
Yes.
that. Big eye next time.
Big
And
eye.
yes, I am Philly Chica. You can find me on all platforms, Philly Chica 2016. You can also find me in my Cash App, because that's where I be at all the time. At Philly Chica 01, $ Philly Chica 01. Clocking out, what's your Cash App and your PayPal and your Venmo? Give them everything, okay? Because, let them
Everything
be
is
the blessing.
Flykingi. Make sure you support.
That's That's right. Drop them crowns over there. Please support. Make sure y'all watch Chasing
Oh,
Reality.
yes.
Drop those crowns over in Fly Can Fly Can. You took the crown from Poetic tonight. Oh my God.
Ah!
Oh my Lord. You came over here and popped your shit. You flipped over the furniture. You just left it a muck over here. We got to clean the palace now, y'all, and fix everything back
They have
before.
the palace looking amok.
Yeah, we got it's a mess over here. We done had a party while King not here. We got her to get it back together. So we got to go, y'all. I thank y'all so much for tuning in and staying lit with us. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. We will have another exclusive interview next week. And I'm telling y'all, y'all are not going to want to miss it. I'm trying to tell you. I am Philly Chica. That was Fly King I. This is the lituation, baby, where we pop our shit and keep it lit. Good night. Bye.
Nice.